Well, hi, I'm Kiara.
And I'm Tanesha, and you're now entering the sister chat. Welcome to Main Event Mamas. Live. Kinda.
Live.
Kinda.
Yep. So we got some things to unpack. Before we get started, though, how was your week? How's it going?
Well, it's been a little chaotic, but we're all here. We've all made it. It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Okay. Okay. That's an achievement. Same, unfortunately. I wish I could say there's better news afoot, but as we are, we are literally just holding on with our tippy toes to the week and getting to the end of it at this point. So welcome to Main Event Mamas. And with that, this is our reminder to let you know that we are live for TikTok only. So if you're watching this on TikTok, it's it's for you and that's
Uh-huh.
it. We don't tend to do this, but we wanted to make y'all feel special today because we don't spend enough time with our TikTok audience. And you are
Mm-mm.
by far one of our favorite audiences here. So we just wanted to spend some time with you and to remind everyone watching that this is your moment to hit that follow or subscribe button. Now, granted, I said we were live on TikTok, but you can follow, subscribe on all the other channels, such as YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Threads. I hope that's
TikTok.
it.
I
And
mean, we're live
and
on TikTok,
Twitter,
but definitely you can still follow us on TikTok.
yes,
For sure.
also, but also Twitter. So it's your moment for that. And with that, we're going to dive into some fun conversations this week. Now, it's been a while since I've been in the dating game, but we're going to talk about cuffing season because we all know what time it is. It's October, starting to get chilly. We get into hoodie weather. And since most people can't just grab a hoodie and feel good about their lives, they got to grab another human. This is when we run into cuffing season because this is their moment to really enjoy that. And so, super important to, to determine what you were going to do during this season. Now, if you're like me and you'll grab a hoodie or a space heater or a warming electric blanket, that's an option, people. Or if you're like others, as I mentioned, and they grab other humans, and we're gonna talk about some new rules for that because I mean, there's some changes from back in the day, cuffing season, right?
I guess. I don't know. I don't think I've ever did that.
It's cold. You're in New York. What do you mean you didn't do that?
I don't think I was in the search of someone because it was getting cold outside, and I'm trying to make sure I wasn't when I was trying to get cuffed. It wasn't just for the season.
I don't really feel like I had the option. People are always trying to cuff me for the season. So it's not
Oh,
like,
okay.
and not even for the season, forever. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like I had an option to be cuffed during that other period of time. Again, I might have picked out an electric blanket. It doesn't talk back, doesn't ask you questions. Yeah. It also doesn't kiss, so it helps. Except for that one guy on Love is Blind who was making out with the floor. I mean, he just showed inanimate objects can really, I would say, do the job, but I don't think that's what was happening. I think there was some abuse happening to the floor.
Not abuse to the floor. What? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I did see that, and I was like, "Whoa, what are you doing? And why are you doing that? And you expect to kiss another human? That makes me like. That's almost like I love animals, but I would never let mine lick me directly in my mouth. And then you try to. That's what that reminded me of. Someone letting their animal directly lick all up in their mouth.
I feel like that this is worse because you literally have a floor in which people walk on and you were leaning down and kissing it. And when you were called out, Edmund,
You
you were in
continue
fact,
kissing it and actually making
and
out with it. That was real weird. Anyway,
then
that
this
explains why
dude is the
he's
one who
there.
proposed. Hot mess. If you can't tell, I haven't caught up on Love Is Blind yet, so I don't know what happened. I think the finale's today, but I'll catch up and find out. And with all prayers, I hope
Okay,
that.
do the note. Do not go anywhere, especially not in Jersey, because they're gonna make me watch that. I got time for it.
Well, it's on Netflix anyway. So with that. other thing we're gonna chit chat about is birthdays on a budget because we got a little few birthdays coming up in our family,
Yes.
and finances are a little financing with the cost of everything, but especially groceries.
And especially since they got rid of Party City, I don't know why they did that nonsense.
There's
Sorry.
that. So let's talk the new unofficial rules of cuffing season.
Mhm.
So, number one, the first rule: there is a hot beverage protocol. Did you know this?
I mean, no, but that's coincidental because that was my first date.
I was in Georgia. There, it was not cold.
Well, no, I'm saying, like, that was my first, date as in, like, a couple of years ago was
Oh,
going to get a
well,
hot
that's
beverage.
cute. Hot
But
beverage.
coincidentally, I didn't get a hot beverage.
I was
I
gonna
just got
say, what do you
apples.
like that's hot?
Well, now I like tea, and I love hot chocolate, but back
Okay,
then I didn't. I just liked hot chocolate.
exactly. Mhm. Mhm. Anyway, so that protocol says that dating must be low stress and cozy. You want to focus on connection over cost in this economy. So think coffee, hot chocolate, or wine by a fireplace. No
Ooh,
high pressure, expensive dinner reservation. What do you think about that one?
I could definitely do wine by fireplace. Now that sounds more than just cuffing. That sounds like you try and
Other
get right
things,
to it. Try and get straight to it. Like, "Hi, how you doing? My name is this to the." Yeah, then, come on over here. Let's have a little bit of wine
a
and
little bit of
unwind.
wine. Oh,
Unwind.
sweetie.
But
Okay,
I
well,
think the if you're doing the hot coffee, like coffee, hot chocolate tea, you can stay in the facility of these type of places, establishments, and,
okay.
granted, there are some people who do random stuff in these establishments, but hopefully, you know, that's not that type of party.
Yes, that was, ma'am, ma'am, that's crazy.
But I'm trying to help you because you are so married.
Long time. I am, and I am happily married. So, I mean, I'm just saying. I don't, I don't know much about this, but I will say, I'm not sure. As long as it's outside, I feel like a lot of people now do a lot of their cuffing season inside, and I'm like, I just
Mhm.
met you. There's
A
no
lot of
inside.
Netflix and
There won't be
chilling.
no Netflix and chilling. There won't be no wine by a fireplace at either one of our places. I think we can go on a coffee date outside somewhere
I mean, I
before
feel
I
like you
decide whether I want to
should
pull
do
you
that
inside.
before you actually bring somebody inside. I'm just saying. I think, there's a lot of people out here that you don't know.
No, no, exactly, exactly. That's my thing. And thanks to you, I'm spending a lot of time watching true crime. So I am just saying that
Uh-huh.
is
There's a lot of
the
craziness. I mean, yeah, nah,
that's not
like
the choice I think I'm going to be making. That's the choice I'm going to be making. I think it's important to kind of vet things a little bit better or more often. All right. So on that note,
okay.
I also want to mention this like no high pressure, expensive dinner reservations. You can have dinner and not be expensive. When did this thing become like a
Listen,
prerequisite?
listen. I don't know. I mean, I've always been a cheap date, and I am proud to be a cheap date. Now, however, my appetite, I think, is getting a little bit. No, it's not. Let me stop lying. It ain't getting that expensive. But um, I just think the problem I feel is that people have so much expectations of what it's supposed to be, right? Especially
Hmm.
us women. I'm gonna put us out there because us women sometimes be having our
As
expectations
women.
all the way up here. Yes, us women. Not saying you particularly, but us women as a whole have expectations that are like all the way up here. And then we be
Okay.
upset when they can't reach it. Or the only people who can reach it are the ones who have a whole bunch of money, but then you want everything else in the turn. And sometimes they're like, nah, you were just a good time and I'm out.
Okay. I see you.
That's that's what
Listen,
I'm
I
saying. That's
think
that's what I think. That's what I think. And that's the problem where it's starting to come to where everybody's like, I need to, be the most expensive thing. Now, granted, I think I'm teaching my daughter to be an expensive date, but that's just because she likes food.
Are you now?
I did. I purposely try to make her like, she likes her curry chicken, curry goat, oxtails, like stuff like that. Like it's gonna cost you at least a good $25 a plate
Not $25 a
or
plate.
30. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 30, maybe 45,
Hang on a minute.
depending,
I get
because she
that.
likes lobster too. So, depending,
Listen, that's a bit excessive. Okay. All I'm saying is, I think we need to be mindful of this opportunity here. It is a date, but you're not supposed to like go into debt to take somebody out to dinner.
that is true. You
What happened
shouldn't
to
be
our
going out
old
to that.
school?
You
You
shouldn't
remember,
have to sit here and do all of that.
especially when we
No.
were younger, our old school Chinese food date, tacos,
But we
chicken wings,
also
French
okay,
fries.
but if we put it in perspective, we also were teenagers at that time too.
That's why I'm saying your daughter's doing a lot. I think
Well, first
we
off,
need.
I'm the one who implemented that because I'm trying to have children who are not as picky as me. So if I can
Okay,
navigate and get you there, then cool. But I
cool,
also
cool,
don't
cool.
want her to be a cheap date because I'm like, I pride myself on being a cheap date, but I like fancy things. Even if I don't eat the food, I like to go there.
Okay, okay. I just think
It's
that's
the
definitely not,
experience. That's what it
first
is. It's the
date quality.
experience. It shouldn't be a first date, no. Well, maybe, I don't know. It depends. If you're giving it up the first night, it shouldn't matter where you go. But if but if you're not and you're
Okay,
trying to do the whole wait, if we're talking, but seriously, no, seriously, if you're trying to give up the first night, no, it should not be some expensive nonsense because you're already giving it up. The whole point of the expensive date and the experience is supposed to be you're making this person court you. You're making this person spend
hmm,
all their money on you to pretty much take you. Let me see if you're worth me giving you this. But if you already knew the moment you met that person, I'm gonna give it to you regardless of where we go, then it don't matter.
okay. So you say it don't matter?
No. I think that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay, it don't matter. I hear you. All right, rule number two. There, it's the one that's called the 2 week check-in. I said all I was gonna say about that. No ghosting allowed. So this one, both parties will agree to a brief conversation by the 2 week mark to confirm mutual vibes and tensions, short term fun versus long term potential and boundaries. What about this 2 week check in? I'm
I
gonna
think
just
that's
be first to
stupid.
tell you, I don't know if I need 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's stupid. You'll know by the first night if you like, yeah, I think I want to keep talking to you. Yeah, nah, I don't know if I mean, I know I did that for my second date that I went on. I was like, yeah, we done. There's no conversation after this. I entertained you for like a day and a half, and then it quickly went,
Not a day and a half.
I did. I did. I was like, is that it? No,
See,
mm-mm.
you know when you know. And I think
Yeah,
people
the 2 week
tend to
is like you
move
trying to
on
linger them in, and it's like, for what? Negro,
because
you
it's
know.
cuffing season and you don't want to be cold alone, I guess. We
But
talk
I also don't wanna be desperate either.
that's important. That's an important yes, that's an important part. That's fair. All right, let's talk the soft launch early. So here's rule
What do
3.
we mean? What do we mean by stuff?
I'm about to tell you. No family introductions before Thanksgiving. This protects the kids and your mental health from premature attachments to a seasonal companion. Focus on adult only hangout. I don't hate this rule.
So, but how is that a soft launch then?
Because okay, so no family introduction. So say you launch by like kicking it with people just,
You mean like
day to
posting you
day.
on social media, but like you're not meeting nobody? Like what?
Oh yeah, maybe
That's what I
we
don't
should.
understand. I don't
Wow.
understand. When I say I don't understand, because if you're telling me a soft launch, that means you may meet a friend, or I'm
It
bringing
could
you to
just be a friend
Friendsgiving. Well, I'm
temporarily.
not saying or we're going to Friendsgiving as my plus one. Right? Because it says no family, right? So no family, no kids.
You
I
can go to
truly agree.
Thanksgiving.
I agree that part too. If you ain't really about to, they shouldn't be around your people. But then again, there's some people out here that have multiple people revolving through any door. So,
Yes, there are
and they
people
family cool with
who
it.
do these
They be
things.
like, nice to meet you. Keep it pushing.
I
Like,
mean,
I don't
I
know.
don't
What
hate
you think?
this soft launch, but I also think I don't know. I think part of soft launch should be the conversation about social media too, right? Don't just start putting them all over your social media, my new boo, because as the same energy that you spent introducing him to the whole world as
You might
yours,
have to take that
or
same energy that
her,
he is.
whomever as yours, you need to keep that same energy and unintroduce them.
And when
Because
people start asking you a question, what happened to that Negro? You be like, why you asking me questions? Why you
you
posting
like,
them?
I'm 3 over from the last one during couple season. So I just need people to maybe
Not
consider.
3 over. Not 3
You
over.
never know. The truth is you
That's
never know.
true.
It's cuffing season for a
Mhm,
reason. Okay? You can easily
mhm.
decide that cuff don't fit, right? And decide to move on to a different one. Just saying. Okay. So I have a question for you.
I'm
Have you
trying to
ever
recover from it.
regretted introducing a seasonal person to your kids or significant other? What is your firm rule on meeting?
Wait, your kids or your significant other? I think that would be embarrassing to meet them to your
No,
significant
no. I
other.
said introducing a seasonal friend to your kids. I didn't mean significant other, but they
Oh,
said
that's what I
seasonal
was like,
friend.
"Ooh, that's a little,
A
that sounds."
significant other, temporary other, what do you wanna call it? Seasonal other? You know, something like that.
It was just you said significant other, and I was just like, I don't think you should introduce the person that you were trying to." But then again, anyway, what regret have I ever?
Do, 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 do. Who introduced
I
a
don't I
friend,
don't I don't I think anytime I've introduced y'all or I've been with that person, I don't
right?
maybe when I was younger, when I was a little bit out there, a little bit, not a lot. I wasn't all the way out there. I was a little bit out here in these streets. Our sister, Kevlin, met somebody I was talking to. That's only because she was constantly with me.
Oh, I was gonna say that's a little tricky.
Right. Like she was with me while I was talking to this person or driving and
Okay.
like, but other than that, and I wouldn't say I regretted that. That was just what it was at the time. I don't
Okay.
think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, here's the
Actually,
situ
no, I take that back.
so you do have an answer for this.
I do, cause it just bing in my head. But then that's gonna get too serious. But yeah, there is one person that
Okay.
I wish that I never introduced to our sister, or was around, cause our sister. Okay, what y'all need to know: when I was a teenager, or 20, 21, 22, whatever,
Okay.
I was always with our little sister when I lived in Virginia, and a lot of things happened while I was there.
Oh,
There was a lot of chatting online, sometimes meeting people, sometimes not meeting people. But she met another person, and then that
okay.
person did something that's unforgivable, but still kept
Not
trying.
unforgivable. Okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that on live.
I hear you.
Unforgivable, but then continued to kinda, like, I guess, reach out to our sister to try to get to me, and
Yeah,
then
I don't
once
like
our I know, and then once our dad died after I blocked him, he still reached out to send, like, his
that. Well,
condolences.
this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm. And I flipped out, and our sister was like, "Why are you doing that? Because, he's just trying to." I was like, Girl, you
That's
know what."
weird.
So that, I would say I regret that, introducing that person in the sister circle
I was
per
gonna say
se.
I don't know who this person was. So
You probably do. Once I tell you offline, you'll be like, "Oh," but I don't think you ever met that person either.
yeah.
Trust me,
Yeah.
that was that one. But other than that, what about you? Because I know there's someone in that, there has to
At
be
least
someone.
one, probably.
Uh-huh.
Probably, definitely one that was absolutely supposed to be temporary and ended up quite very well temporary. And so, I kind of regret that one, but I don't think it's not like we had family dinners or anything.
Right.
It
It
was
was
really
like
a
a brief
prolonged
introduction.
situationship, is what I would say.
Mm.
Even though it was a relationship, but I don't think it should have been. There's something about college relationships when you're in two different areas that don't make sense. unless you're
Mhm.
both committed to maybe Jesus. I don't think that wasn't a smart thing. He definitely wasn't committed to Jesus or me at that point. But okay, let's move on. All right, then. Speaking of which, number 4, effort is the main character. So effort is defined as consistent follow through, right? So if they say they'll
Mhm.
text you on Monday, then they actually text you on Monday. Or if they plan a date, they actually have effort, like here's where we're going, instead of like, hey, what you want to do and what you want to eat. You know what I mean? Like they
Mm.
actually put forth the effort to plan something.
Mhm.
So that's rule number 4 for cuffing season, which I think like
Well, that means that's cuffing season turning into a relationship. That's what that sounds like to me.
no,
No, no, no, no, no, no, no. If I'm cuffing and recuffing and what? No, no. Because don't give me situationship. Because that's what that sounds like. We in a situationship. But now more feelings and all these other things are going to get involved.
okay.
And the expectations are going to start formulating, but then you have to remind yourself that you're not in a relationship. Nah, that's a little too, that's crazy. That sounds like
Listen,
cuffing season turn into the main squeeze.
okay, we don't know how cuffing season is a pretty long season. Like if we were to
Is it?
really think about,
Oh,
yeah,
until like
think about it.
springtime. Okay, 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 okay. Till spring. At least
So
one
if you
birthday.
start
Somebody's
cuffing
birthday
season
is
in the
showing up. Okay.
fall, then you got to go through the winter until you get to the spring. So that's at least 2 seasons. That's like
Not two
half a
seasons.
year.
But are
Just
you
saying.
giving gifts? See, that sounds like that's like you're giving like you're in a relationship and then y'all gonna break up when it gets hot.
You
That's
can
kind of
get a
crazy.
short term
I guess
situation
you know what?
during,
I guess you could. I can. I'm not one of those.
I mean, maybe this is true. Anyway, so what's one small specific action that a date has done that immediately signaled high effort to you? I know this is a hard one. I was like trying to think about this too. I'm like, like this is a trick. I
Um.
feel like
Well,
not with this. Okay, I can tell you, and it was definitely
go first.
okay. So something that signaled like high effort. They like listen. So there was a situation where we loved like there was a particular TV show we really loved. And
Mm.
it was kind of like there was a lot of old, like, Irish, Gaelic kind of, like, symbols throughout the series or whatever, and so when, I got a present for, I believe, either Valentine's Day or Christmas, something like that, it actually included a symbol that was similar, to that, so I was like, "Ooh, wow."
Oh, look at that.
It also was a
Spice.
necklace, so it wasn't cheap. That was awesome. That was really sweet.
Um.
I have a 2. Okay, the other thing,
Yeah.
I
You.
have a
While I'm
thing
still
for
thinking, because
bags.
I have to. I'm going through the vault.
I was like, I have a thing. This one, my husband would be so happy about because it's about him. The first one was not. Anyway, so this one
Wait, I heard you. Don't be trying to speed past that.
what was it? He didn't do that. Sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, but I have this thing for bags, and you know this. And when I was in college, I always had ginormous bags. Like I would have like messenger bags in like 7 different colors because it had to match, but also because I was always carrying. I still do this to this day. I carry my laptop and all my stuff like everywhere to this day. And so one day he came home and he was like, I got you something. And I just ignored him because I didn't think he was serious. But then he gave me this ginormous, I don't know if it was Gucci or Coach, but it was the most gorgeous bag ever. And to this day, I am heartbroken because I'm not exactly sure what happened to it, except that I had kids and one of them might have broken. But anyway, it was my favorite colors. It had purples and pinks, and it was beautiful and perfect. It fit all my stuff, my laptops, my notebooks, my pen, my life. So that was also super thoughtful because I'm like, you listened, you understand that I need a bag for everything, and you delivered. See, I got some good ones. I got some good ones.
Um.
I know they're
All right.
very,
Let me.
I know they're
All right.
very like gift given focused, but like it doesn't have to be. It can also be like outing focused or
I mean. All right. I can pull two out the vault. I guess. One. It doesn't matter. it's before time. I always wanted to see the dolphins at sunrise.
Ooh,
So
okay.
so someone brought me there. Nothing else happened but me watching the sunrise and the dolphins. Because I actually saw, I think 3, 4, but they were off in
Dolphin?
the distance. Yeah, it was dolphins. It was in Virginia Beach. So that was nice.
Okay.
But that didn't last. That was the one I was there. And then recently, I would say, hold on.
Y'all have nothing?
I do.
Thank
Hold on.
you.
I gotta pull it through.
Okay.
Um,
I was like, wait, I can think of so many things. My husband's so
I know
intentional.
you can. He's so right, right. But I guess for me, it's just like simple stuff, or like I don't know. I'm kind of hard. It's not that hard. Let me stop being weird. Um,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I well, one thing was intentional was me. I like to have fun, so going
Okay.
places that are fun, and I was brought somewhere for my birthday. That was
You're
like
brought somewhere. Okay.
it was like an adult playground. There you go. That's the word. It was adult playground. It's very intentional.
Okay.
It's
When you
fun.
say adult
It's adult.
playground,
So it was like kids could be there, but it was more like it had an ice skating ring inside of it. I can go down a big giant slide. I don't know if it had rock climbing. Oh, it did, but I couldn't do that because it was closed. But it was like it
did
was
you need
fun.
to get there early?
No, I should have, but we were pre gaming. Anyway, I was learning a lot of stuff. This is so weird.
You were pre-game? Did he at least bring the liquor? That's the question. Was there liquor involved?
Absolutely, there was tons.
Because if I'm going to an adult playground, I feel like liquor should be involved.
Absolutely, it was ton. It was ton. I had a great time.
Okay, see, you figured out something. Took a while.
I
Somebody needs
did.
to step it up. Just saying, step it up.
It was
Because it
them.
shouldn't take that long to come up with this, man. Yep. Time for the lightning round
Okay, I'm
before we
ready.
move on to birthdays on a budget, because that's a whole.
Well, it has a whole nother situation is in the
That's where we got to
thing.
put on the mom hat, and I'm gonna need support and prayer. We got to hold hands here.
Okay.
But
Mhm.
all right, we're gonna say, would you rather? All right,
Mhm.
cuffing edition.
Mhm.
Would you rather introduce your new cuff at a loud work holiday party or at a quiet kids school pageant?
Oh hell no! At a work party. Why am I bringing you to a school pageant? That sounds crazy. No, that's where you know what. That's where you soft launch people at work parties because who gives a fuck. It's free.
Great.
You get
Same
free
thing
liquor,
language.
food. Like who gives a fuck? These people ain't gonna remember. They be asking like, "Ah, that was last year." That's the soft launch because then those are the people that you work with, and the ones you really value will be like, nah. And then you
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah. I'm gonna agree with you. Loud work party because first of all, at holiday parties, people are toasted. So who's to say they're gonna remember the person I'm introducing? Which at a quiet
But then
kids
how do you
pageant, you're gonna be
introduce
on the
them?
spotlight. Hmm?
But then how do you introduce them? Mm.
Oh, that's a good
Mm.
one.
Mm.
You, it depends on what we were doing before we got there. I'll have an answer for you. I'm like, that could
You
be
said
my friend. It
depending
can
on
be.
what we did before we got there.
I
That's
think that's fair. It could be your
crazy.
friend or it could be your boo thing. Like, I don't know. I don't say boyfriend. I stopped saying that thing a lot. It'd be your partner
I think
and let
that's a
people
little
get.
strong. That's a little strong.
I know it is for a such a. Listen, this is a 6 month season. I just told you. It depends.
I'm like, oh my
And it
god,
also depends on whether you revisit that season every season. That's a whole different
ooh,
conversation.
there's some people that do that. Like, it's about that time. It's my
I'm not
birthday.
judging anyone. Just saying. All right, ready for your second one? All right. Would you rather Oh goodness. Have a partner
You're already
who
blushing ahead of time, so I already know
I
this is
am.
already some foolishness.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Would
go
you
ahead.
rather have a partner who only wants to date via streaming or takeout, or one who insists on expensive, high effort public dates?
But why they gotta be expensive? I would rather be shown out in public. Fuck that shit.
You are so my sister. I was like, ding, ding, ding. Public dates, please.
Oh,
Because I
what
don't
the
like this
fuck?
whole streaming takeout situation.
Because then that means that y'all are not
My
an
God.
item. The whole point is that y'all are not an item. If you are in the house and you never go nowhere, you ain't no item. You are being hidden for a reason.
Not hidden for a reason.
Come on, come on, come on,
Listen,
come on. We are all adults. If
are you
I am
hidden for
not
a
go,
reason?
if we can't go outside together, like be around people, then no, you are trying to hide me. Hell no, I am not to be hidden. I am not one to be hidden. I make too
All
much
right.
noise.
Well, that's fair. But what I'm saying, if you're just joining us, we're talking cuffing season right now. That's our topic. Uh, we're
Oh
doing our
my
lightning
god.
round. And yes, obviously, I would like the expensive, high effort date because, I mean, if this is temporary, you only live once. Okay. And I don't want to be stuck inside too. But on the other hand, if it's cold, it also depends on depends on who you're cuffed up with.
All right, that's what I'm saying. So if your cuffed up season is strictly like we just come in, cuddle, hit and run, then sure, being inside and streaming is everything. But if you trying to talk to me on some emotional stuff and we deep diving in and I gotta do the whole playlist and you gotta do the playlist of what you like, I like, who don't like, then hell no, we're not inside. We're gonna be outside.
So, would you rather have a seasonal relationship end gracefully by Valentine's Day or have
Oh
to plan
shit.
a low budget birthday party for two separate kids in the same week? This is a perfect segue. That's perfection. Shout
Would
out to
I
ChatGPT for this.
Okay,
I
so
did.
would I rather and peacefully with the
Gracefully by Valentine's
gracefully,
Day.
well, peacefully, whatever, peacefully
Okay,
after
peacefully or gracefully.
Valentine's Day or before, because normally you break up before Valentine's Day, so you don't have to buy them the
It
gift,
says
right?
by, so I believe by means slightly before,
Before,
either on the day or
'cause that's
slightly
definitely
before.
happened to me. And be like, anyway, um, or do I want to plan two birthdays, low budget birthdays in a week, right? One or the other.
Two separate low budget birthday parties for kids. Kids.
I mean, I feel like they're both stressful, but you know what? Maybe no. You know what? I would have wanted. Nah. Because no.
Did you pick
I'm trying to. In my head, I'm doing it in my head. It's just that's why I'm saying it out loud. Like nah. Because I'm like, I want my gift, but I think the whole point is to break up so then we don't have to buy each other gifts. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick that option. I'm gonna do that. So then we don't need to buy each other gifts. Like, it's no need for us to buy each other gifts because then that's less stressful versus me trying to plan two kids' birthday parties because they expect stuff.
Okay, so I'm gonna
And
tell
vice
you
versa.
something.
What?
I'm gonna pick the low budget birthday party, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
Because I am a low budget birthday party queen. Okay,
Okay, but still,
and
but why? There's two, not one, two in a week, you said.
I am a queen at this. Low budget birthday parties. We can go to the movies. We can go bowling. We can sit at home, bake cake, order freaking pizza, have a Netflix birthday party. Like, it didn't say
So
how
then you
many
would
people.
rather stay with your situationship until Valentine's Day? Which means you now gotta buy a gift?
Include. Well, it depends on what you're gonna get, sis. What are you getting? Now, if you're getting nothing, that's that may have a different. No, I still think I might be okay because the saddest day to be single is literally Valentine's Day.
It is.
So,
So, but I mean, at the same token,
what's the same token?
if you weren't buying me shit and I wasn't buying you shit, there's no need for us to be together. What the fuck?
What? Language. Ding ding. Language, sis.
Sorry, my bad. Okay, to have sexual relations. Jeez, you should be all adults
Yeah,
on here. I
that's
don't
better.
understand. Jeez.
Anyhow, I don't even know how to answer that, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm not even gonna. I'm not gonna try. I think we're just gonna move on. Oof, I don't know where to go. If you're watching this and you're as dumbfounded as I am right now, I am. I have no answers to what she got me going through right now.
Jeez.
Let's move on to the birthday party conversation. What
I'm sorry.
all
I
right.
mean, I'm
So
not
if you're
sorry,
like
but I'm
us,
sorry. I don't understand. Okay.
the economy
Whew.
said birthdays are going to be done a little differently this year because both of us have children who have birthdays that are either recently passed or soon coming up. And now you are in a bit of a kerfluffle, as I like to call it, of like, what can I afford to do this year? Because kids have really crazy expectations, I feel like. They think you're Santa Claus, and I got Santa Claus's budget, but my closet don't have none of the things Santa Claus personally has, which is a bit of a struggle bus for me. So that can cause a bit of guilt. You know, it make you feel like
Uh-huh.
you're just not doing enough. And kids nowadays, they don't want what we used to want, which was like, little stuff. Um, things that did not break the bank, and now
Oh,
everybody
I don't
wants
know.
iPhones and
I'm about to say, I don't know. I think I've
laptops.
always wanted stuff.
You are a whole different conversation. You're not speaking. Is this why your kids are so expensive? Do you want to tell them what your boiled child asked for a birthday that costs over $300?
Yeah, sure. He wanted a Nintendo Switch too. But typically, he gets it. This year, I just couldn't do it. Not yet. It will. It will happen. He will get his Nintendo Switch too because he deserves that. He deserves it.
Okay. And what did he do to deserve a Nintendo Switch? I'd like to know what the qualifications are. Also, so I can make sure I do things to deserve things in my birthday in March. I just want to
First off,
put
I
that
was
out
to come
there.
to your birthday. I was gonna
Okay.
fly out, and you told me, no,
Well,
we're just gonna go to Charlotte or
well, we couldn't because girl child was
oh,
sick. So I actually ended up sitting at home for my
and
birthday.
there was other things that were happening around that time too. But let's be fair. I definitely was supposed to come. I was ready. My ticket was about to be pressed in when you said, "No."
Okay.
I was like, so technically, you would have had a good,
Okay. Can we focus
fantastic
on the
40th.
same mode
No,
person?
because you were trying to make it seem like I was about to sit here and I was going to splurge on you. Okay, thank you. We was all supposed to go to
You
Vegas. Well, we
did.
didn't even talk about that. Anyway, moving on. Moving on.
Okay. That's messed up.
I'm just
Just don't
saying.
remind. Anyway, point is, let's move on before you make me have feelings. All right.
I just wanted to
So
put it out
there is a
there.
bit of, like I said, parental guilt out there. I need flowers or support. Look at her making me want to give tissue. Anyway,
Why are you giving tissue?
what is guilt?
Listen,
Is it not?
listen.
Do you feel not guilty by telling your kid no? Because I feel like you might.
I do feel guilty. I definitely felt guilty telling him no, that I can't do it this year. Listen, you should have saw me yesterday. I was busting my ass just to make the little bit I made, just so I can make sure he had balloons and a goodie bag full of stuff. Sorry, stuff.
Well, I
A goodie,
mean,
a
who
goodie
doesn't
bag full
love
of
a goodie
stuff.
bag?
I mean, who doesn't? But I
I
still
love
want
a
to do
good,
other
a good.
things. I want to do other
Yes,
things for him. I wanted, and some things are not at reach. So yes, my kids are expensive because he wants to go to iFly, and that's expensive up here.
I
For
fly
yeah, when you're you pretty much fly in the little tunnel thingy, or like the
in
yeah,
the
it's like
simulation or something.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, pretty much like they have air. You go up in the no gravity because the air is pushing you up.
Okay,
Mm,
okay. Yes, so it's like a simulation. Got you, got
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. You never seen it? It's called iFly.
No, sorry, no. My kids do not have any desire to go to space, or at least not that they've shared with me. So I've got nothing. But what I can tell you, I'm so fortunate that it's my boy child and he just likes to live. He just likes to exist and he feels like that is enough. And so the problem I often have is trying to surprise him with big stuff. Like for Christmas, he got a PS5. Ain't gonna happen this year. But that is definitely, what he got last year, because we still had the severance from the layoff.
I'm
So
about to say, like I
we
said
still
last year, there was a lot of things happening last year for all of us that he was like, yeah, all right, good luck.
we were planning ahead with that severance, which lasted quite a bit. But he's the easier kid. The other kid is the one like, can we go and plan a trip out of the country? Like,
You know
ma'am.
how many times they've asked me to go to Japan?
Oh yeah, that. I told her she can go to Japan when she can afford her own passport and the airfare.
Oh,
And
they got
she's welcome
passports
to
now.
start
Now they're
working
just
at
like,
any
can we just go
moment.
to Japan? They're like, can we just go? And I was like,
You
what?
just gonna walk there?
Okay. Okay.
You're not gonna walk there? Just no, no. Yeah, no, I'm not So I also think it's a bit of a misconception because nowadays kids, we go to school in a pretty affluent community, but we live on the other side on purpose. Or rather be for affordability reasons rather.
Wait, not
And
you sit here
so
and say the influence. We go, wait, okay, go ahead. I just wanted to say, get
fluent,
the
also known
influence.
as wealthy.
I
Yes.
know the influence. I know. That's why I was just like how you said it. I was like, oh, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. You
I
were
told
in.
you. I told the girl child, I said I learned all the or oh, did someone just give us a wrestling question? Hold up. Team Diva for War Games. Nikki Bella, AJ Lee, Brie Bella, Natalia, and Paige. All right, JR Real. You trying to get us to talk about wrestling early. We weren't talking about that yet. Hmm. You
Wait, what's
think
the
what do you
question?
think about that?
What's the question? Like
So
to
they
have them
are
as the
calling
team?
it Team Diva for War Games. Nikki Bella, AJ Lee, Brie Bella, Natalia, and Paige. I kind of like the idea of this team though, but do you think they want to come back for War Games? I wouldn't want to come back for a War Games.
I would
That's
take
too
Natalia if we can get Natty. I don't want the.
right.
I
If you
don't
can
want the
retire
regular. I
Cowboy
don't want that
Girl,
one.
Natty,
I need
that's
Natty.
real.
Now, Paige. I can fuck with Paige.
You could.
Yeah, Paige is good. I can do that. Bree, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to be Bree mode right now. Mm-mm.
You know what a green voter right now?
No, no. I don't know if I want to do that. Um, I can see. I definitely agree with AJ for sure. But you know who they should bring back?
Who?
Caitlyn.
You know what? Listen, we're about to sit
Now
down.
they replace Bree with Caitlyn. Now that I could work with that.
You would switch out Brie and Caitlyn.
Yep. And
Why?
maybe Nikki for somebody else. I don't know.
You said
Mhm.
Nikki too?
Well, I mean,
Help
how she been performing a little bit? I'd be like, I don't know. I
help
don't know.
me out here.
I
Help.
mean,
Help. That's
I'm
crazy
not
work.
saying I don't like them. I'm not saying I don't, but I just don't. I don't know. Maybe because they've been away
You
from the
must
ring for
not
so
love it.
long.
I mean, you don't love the Garcia sisters. You don't like the Bellas. Like, what's happening?
I
What's
didn't
happening?
say I did not like the Bellas. I
You're
did
the one
not
who turned
say I
into
do not
total
like the
divas, and it's
Garcia.
like you have to watch
I
all of
did
this.
turn into, and there's a whole bunch of other people. They can bring back Cameron.
Yes, I could see Cameron. That's
We
fair.
can do Cameron because
Oh,
her
didn't
work starts.
someone else want to come back? Was it Summer? Summer
She
Rae who
came
said
back
she
for
wanted to
some.
come
She
back?
came. Oh, I know she came back for one of the matches. I think it was Royal Rumble. I
I think
think.
she said she wanted to come back. Ooh, somebody over here talking about they never liked the Bellas. Look at you causing all this ruckus on our
First
live,
off,
girl.
I didn't say I didn't like the Bellas. I just said if we had to build a Survivor Series team and want to win, I would not. I would replace them. They could be cheerleader
Listen,
and maybe do a
listen.
little twin magic. You know
Betsy,
what?
we
That's
see
what we
you.
could do.
We see
Hold
you.
on. You know what? We can keep Nikki, have Brie as a thing so they can do twin magic, but bring Caitlyn back.
What is a thing? What we want her to be? She want to be a special guest referee or something? Like, and there's
No,
no
I'm
way you
talking
can do
about like
twin.
be a
First of
valet.
all, there's
What?
no way you can do twin magic now with the different chest sizes and looks. Like, that's not a thing.
Well, she can stuff her bra. Like, come on.
Okay, that's
Come
fair.
on. You act like
Okay,
they don't have, you can stuff your bra with more than just tissue. I mean, come
I guess so. Yes, you're right. You could. Just forgot about that now. All right, we now skipped over. Okay, before we get onto the wrestling of it all, because we have a
Because
lot of wrestling to talk
clearly,
about.
they said, "Screw y'all,
Y'all
what y'all
came to
talking
life
about?"
as soon as we went here. Just all right. I think we can wrap up this conversation by saying, yeah, it's hard to tell your kids no about birthdays, but listen, we do what we have. We tell them the truth. We keep it real, and we move on. Right? That's just we move on, and we tell them better luck next year. You got any particular advice for people out there who are dealing with trying to figure it out? Also, like I said, I am the queen of low budget birthdays. Whether it's hanging out with me and my husband together as a family, we do things together, go on trips, go on picnics, hang out, hike. They said no more hiking because they said that is not a celebration. But we do
I mean,
things
I
together.
agree. That's not a celebration either. Maybe go
That's crazy, right?
camping. Camping.
I am not.
That's what.
We are
Why
both.
would you go camping? You'll go hiking in the woods, but you ain't gonna go camping in the woods. I don't
I will
understand.
go camping before I go
At any
camping.
point, any animal could jump out at you while you're walking.
Boo.
Like, did you not hear how
Boo.
mountain lions just be attacking people while they running? Like, I don't understand.
Not mountain lions. I'm finished with you. I'm finished. All
I'm
right.
just saying.
I know we want to get started talking about wrestling, but don't you have a date in 5 minutes that you have to go to for a child who needs to be picked up?
I do have it. Well, actually, hold on. Let's
You
see.
want to get somebody else to pick up a child and then we
Let
can
me
start our
see. Yeah. So hold
wrestling
on.
live?
Hold, please. I'll be back. Keep them occupied.
All right. Keep them occupied. All right. Y'all got questions in the chat? Well, now, with the Usos, what do you think about what just happened with them? Listen, I have so many thoughts and feelings about this. I mean, really, first of all, and I was about to say this later, it just reinforced that Jimmy might be my favorite brother. As much as I appreciated Jay, I really had thoughts and feelings about what he did to Jimmy, considering he would not have even been still in this battle royal at all if Jimmy did not save him. I don't know how many times. And I was thinking that eventually, like, we would get like, a one-on-one and see who was the better man, because I thought that kind of made more sense. But apparently I was cheated of that opportunity. And like I keep saying, if you F with Jimmy, the happiest brother, the brother with all the joy, the brother having a baby with Naomi, I can't F with you. So I have thoughts and feelings, obviously, about all of it. But I was not pleased, just to put that way. And I thought it was actually might be the other way around with the conversation that Jimmy and Jay had earlier that night. So that's what I was thinking. Um, yeah, so that's that. All right, any more questions while we wait for Tanisha to come back? This is your moment to ask those questions that you know she probably won't let me answer. This is the only chance to do Team Diva versus Team Now. I would say that. I think that's accurate. I would say that's accurate. What I'd like to know is if you had to pick one of the twins right now, who would you pick? Is Jimmy your favorite? Is Jay your favorite? Who would you pick right now based on their actions on Monday? Because I already told you what I think, but I'd love to know how you're feeling and why we ponder on that. Okay, wait. All right, Betsy, let's see you. You know what? That's right, Betsy. I also felt Jay has been super helpful to Jimmy, period. And so, I mean, the other way around, sorry. Jimmy has been super helpful to Jay, and all Jay's mental anguish aside, right? He's been there. He's been trying to understand it. He's been trying to set him straight. He's been trying to tell him Roman is leaving him wrong, which we know, because as I said in that last episode, Roman is still only here for Roman. I don't understand why that's confusing to anyone. He has not changed. I don't want him to change. I want him to be exactly who he said he was. So y'all need to get on board with this Roman who does not give two F's about who he needs to climb over. Jimmy? Jimmy's your favorite? Okay, you're dancing. Okay.
Eyes back.
He's back.
Yes, the teenager has already
Teenager's
left.
going to get them. He's trying to
He
give
has
him signals that he is not understanding. I get that. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the chat on TikTok. since I can't put it up here because we're not on our restream right now. And it says, Jimmy's your favorite? I know. That's right. Same. Jimmy's my favorite twin. I was asking questions.
Oh,
But
now I
since
need to
we're on
watch
that,
that
I
too.
say we just roll right into our wrestling episode
Let's
because
do
there's
it.
so many things. Because with that, this is going to be a combined episode this week. So y'all going to get one video for all the things.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to talk about. I say we hit our streets are talking segment because y'all don't even know the thoughts and feelings that I put into the streets are talking. So if you're new to this, welcome to our wrestling episode 44 combined. And we're
Oh,
talking
we active
AEW's
in here.
Wrestledream. You're undecided, Betsy. It's okay. You still got time. You still got time, Betsy. But we're talking Wrestledream, SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. But before we get started on that, we got to start with the streets are talking. If you know us, you know this segment, and I start where the ground is. We talk about all the rumors and the drama and the news of the week. So first, we're going to talk WWE AI usage for creative. So if you are under a rock and haven't heard this story, WWE recently hired a senior director of creative strategy to focus on AI integration, stating that the shift is inevitable. The idea is that whether this makes sense from a creative point of view, right? Whether you think this is a good idea or a bad idea, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. But I'm a little biased because I use AI every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little biased on whether I think that AI can be useful for WWE. And let me tell you why. First of all,
Okay.
clearly there may be some issues happening in creative as we pointed out on any number of episodes, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
storylines that get picked up and dropped off. There's storylines that don't get to go anywhere. There's ones they don't even think of. We were just arguing previously, like, what about the women's roster and why are we only using some of the people and none of the people? And now they've gotten way better, I will say. We've seen a lot
Mm-hmm.
more women recently. They finally mixed up Zelina with
That's
Alistair, which I
good.
love. If that was the
Mm-hmm.
AI integration, check plus plus, okay? Because I really enjoy putting them together. But I like this idea. And I don't think it has to be a decision maker, but I definitely think you can use AI to brainstorm things you would not have thought of previously. And it can also, what I also love about it is it has an infinite brain, right? So if you're like, I don't know, I want to tell a story from the 80s again, and it can help you figure out which story you want to tell again. So I'm like, or it can tell you, like, we know that that Darby Allin spot was probably not the only one that we've ever heard of happening. Do you want to know what
Mm-hmm.
happened in the previous one? So I'm just saying, I don't hate the idea of using AI when helping, not only using it to book, but helping the creative team be more open to new ideas. What do you think, Tanisha?
I mean, they need something. They need a better storytelling tool, and if this is one that helps them, absolutely. Because remember, we talk about this. We feel like they don't have good stories for the females. They don't know what they're supposed to be doing, and it'd be like even like to know when also to end the story. Like, you know how I feel about Asuka and this whole, and it's like at some point it's starting to get redundant and getting played out, and it's just like, okay, where are we going? What is the end game of this story? Like, how are we going to close it up? Like, or even if we're not going to close it up, but how are we going to continue making it go through and it don't start getting stale? That's the
Right.
problem. They have stories that are like, oh, this is great. Just like how when we had Naomi and Jade and Bianca, that whole story, then it went stale. Now, granted, I
Yes,
know we'll
Betsy.
probably figure out why at some point, but it still went stale to the point of how you give me this big story, we were building it up, and then when Bianca and Naomi and Jay get together,
It
there
fell
is
apart.
nothing. It fell apart. Uh Bianca didn't really like she kept trying to be in the middle. For what? Like,
Exactly.
let's, us, we are smart people, and for you not to even give us what we're asking for is kind of redundant. Also, too, with Cody. Why is Cody still not a heel? Why we still haven't met a babyface? Because you can still be a babyface and be a heel. Look at Seth Rollins. He can
I love me
simply
some
be.
Seth.
I know
Shout
you
out to
do.
Seth doing all the healing energy, Seth, all of them.
All of it. All of it. Get well soon. Recover well. But I feel like if they do have the AI, and if that is true, then maybe they can bring some of these storylines and bring goodness to it where it feels
You need help.
fulfilling. They definitely
Yeah.
need help. Even with we talked about SmackDown with the guys, with the tag teams. All
Oh
of a
my God, the
sudden,
tag team division that went to die when they gave the
it,
belts the Wyatt Six just
like
died.
it
As
went
if we
away.
never were in the middle.
Like, and then, yes, okay, I see that y'all about to have the MTFs against them, but what are you going to do? Like, there is no purpose with the storytellings that you're telling. Versus, like, even in NXT, we have a storytelling. There seems like there's a purpose. There seems like there's a reason. There seems like there's a rhyme. Even prior with AEW, even I don't watch that much, but at least some of these stories are built up. Just like Moxie and Derby.
Darby.
They had a whole fight at Comic-Con. It was like, oh, that's real. I don't know.
Oh, that's
But
true. I remember that. Yeah.
it
Okay.
was a build up. So if this gives them the build up and gives us a good storytelling, then I'm all for it. But if it doesn't and it's just doing the same thing that they're doing, then they need to get rid of it. Because that means the person who's in charge of the AI don't know what they're saying.
Or doing. They need a new AI expert. I don't hate that. Like I said, I think that if it enables great storytelling, obviously we still need a human. Don't just, let AI run the whole show, like obviously. But no, I definitely think like even when you were talking about Bianca and Naomi, I think it would have been way more compelling if Bianca was really the mastermind behind all of it, right? Like I was like I was waiting for that moment. And yes, I agree that Betsy that they use I'm not yeah, Betsy, that they use overuse certain women. Absolutely. And don't use certain women enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're just now starting to see Fab, BFab, there we go. BFab, we're starting to see her a little bit more. Mia, we see her sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes she's there, sometimes she's not, and that's a little frustrating. I think they could use her more sensibly. I think Chelsea shouldn't just be sitting there passing out flyers for replacements for Piper Niven. Like, give me more than that, please, and thank you. But anyway, all right, let's talk about the next story before,
Okay.
because we're gonna get into Raw and
We
SmackDown and NXT
I
all day,
know. And we can talk about women's wrestling and
all day,
creative all
every day.
day. Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about this argument that happened on social media between Amanda Huber and Sarah Stock. We talked about this a little bit um, in my blog that I just posted. So if you haven't seen it, pop on over to maineventmamaspodcast.com and check out the extreme wrestling debate. But essentially, this whole argument started because Sarah Stock had thoughts and feelings about Darby and Moxley's match, right? She basically was saying that moms need to get involved, have some kind of thoughts and feelings, and to vote with the remote control. The problem was that she happened to use some kind of footage of Amanda Huber with children to further illustrate her point. Well, let's just be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda was pissed. She didn't ask for this. She didn't ask to be included. And they went in on each other for a little while. But I think it boils down to what we always talk about, like who is in charge of parenting at your house? Is it the TV, in my opinion, or is it the parent? Because we grew up in the age of way crazy things on TV. We grew up with the ECWs. And if my mama
Mm-hmm.
knew I was working at 3 in the morning, she probably would have killed me. But we did that without her permission. You know what I'm saying? But it also wasn't on pay-per-view. So I think this whole argument with AEW is a little crazy for two reasons. One, you had to purchase the event to see this match. It also happened late as hell. And how do you know I know? Because I fell asleep and woke up in the middle and was like, oh my God, what happened? And
Mm-hmm.
had to rewind. So I'm like, it's a little weird that the argument when you start to zero in on the details, it starts to lose focus a little bit. Because if you're an adult, then you should be watching the children at your house. And if they're currently watching, AEW till midnight, whose fault is that? On the other hand, did it have to get this deep where we were leaking text messages and talking about what Sarah did in her career and how she was like choking people out or doing something with her boobs or something like that. I don't think we needed to get that deep into this argument. But I think it bears the same conversation of the age old feud. Can wrestling be too extreme? So what do you think, Station? What do you think? Do you think who do you think is right in this situation? Amanda was like, I also want to tell you the other piece. Amanda said, listen here, my kids was in bed and I told them they couldn't watch this match because it's not, appropriate for kids their age. And she was like, and I'm probably going to show them something else, just knowing the nature of the programming, knowing the performers, and knowing how they like to perform. So I was like, she wasn't wrong either. They literally were saying the same thing, but I think Amanda was more frustrated about her being used to emphasize Sarah's message. But I want to get into that debate. So what do you think?
I do think it's the parents' responsibility, just like us growing up. Like, that's the one thing I can say as a parent and who has limitations and growing up watching wrestling, that it's your job as a parent to let somebody watch something, not watch something. And if you know, because this is the reason why I don't watch AEW. And it's not because I don't love wrestling. It's just, and I can watch some gory stuff. But sometimes I don't think wrestling should be the form for me to see it. Right? So I don't watch AEW because it'd be like, well, what are you doing? Why did you need to do that? Did you really need the shock value of that? Like, was it necessary? Especially constantly watching Moxley freaking bleed every match. It was like, why are you bleeding?
He did not, in fact, bleed.
No, he bled a little bit, but he didn't bleed like he bled. Because I saw it. He didn't bleed. He had a little bit of blood. Like a little, but it was still
But it
like,
wasn't his normal.
it wasn't his normal. But still, why do I need to see that to see y'all wrestle? Right? So that's me as an adult. So there's no way in the world I'm going to let, especially my youngest, who loves watching wrestling, who will sit here and watch wrestling with me and have no problem. I ain't letting him watch that match. If you are uncomfortable, then that means it's not for you. If you're uncomfortable, that means it's not for your kids. It shouldn't even be in a debate. But the problem is, as a society, we like to place blame on other people versus taking accountability for our own actions.
That.
So it's easier to point the fingers at AEW saying, oh, y'all should never did that. That is crazy. You know kids watch this because you let them. Like, they don't
Right.
market to kids. They market to us. We just allow kids to be there, right? And that's where we have to understand that. So for her to even say, no, my kids were in bed, yeah. Why? Because I do know AEW is a long show. Okay?
It
And
is.
they
It's a
normally
good
leave
one.
all the crazy stuff to the end for a reason.
Not always, but yeah.
Well, most of the time. But I mean, I feel like normally Moxie's matches are normally towards the end. I don't never remember his matches being in the beginning. Because I think if you do it in the
No.
beginning, then everything tumbles after that. Because everybody's gonna be like,
What do
I
you
don't
do?
know.
Right. How do you? Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you
So
on that.
I'm gonna say it's the parents, because I mean, ultimately, at any point in time, if your child makes a decision to stay up past their bedtime, you're not parenting and telling them to go back to bed, right? Uh, if they are sitting here watching this match at a certain time, yes, I saw the whole him putting his head in the water, but you want to know something? He also caught his breath before he put his face in there. So yes, it
Yeah.
was a little disturbing, but I think it would have been more disturbing if you saw bubbles, because then you'd be like, oh no, nah, you really dying. You know what I'm saying? Because you even said that to me. You was like, why? I said, because then it's more believable that you're actually like, oh. Anyway, sorry. I
I'm
got
glad you
distracted.
didn't kill him on national
But I'm
TV.
just, right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, even like, when they stick the screwdrivers in Dusty's
Yeah.
knees, right? That was
That's
crazy. I didn't, that's crazy. Or when they attacked, whoever they attacked, the last one, they attacked, but he said, oh, I have a
Alfred.
surgery next. Right. Or even, uh, what happened also at AEW? Moxie sat here and had some, I don't even know what it was. I don't even know if it was an ice pick.
You
I don't
mean
know what.
lighter fluid and stuff? You mean that with the
Oh,
fire?
we put him on fire a month ago. Oh yeah, see,
Look at me not helping. I'm sorry. My bad.
But you're proving my point that it's us as parents, our responsibilities. And if you ain't going to own up to that, then it shouldn't be nobody else's fault because you chose. 'Cause
Yeah,
like you said, you have to pay for it. That ain't free. And on cable TV, you have to pay your money to watch it, which means you knew paying this, you were going to see something crazy.
agree.
I
I
rest
had
my
to
case.
commit more money to the cause. It was great. Just saying that. Okay, I think that's a good one. But again, if you want to get into debate or see more about what I thought about it, go ahead and head over to our blog and read that article. All right, now there's this interesting theory about Austin Theory joining the Vision. And there were some reports that said he was discussed as a target for the Vision stable before Seth Rollins' injury, right? And this new kind of reshuffle situation. So I think that they're trying to figure out, like, we know that him and Waller broke up,
Mm-hmm.
off camera, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
because apparently that's what we do now. And he was out with a injury. So I'm kind of curious. Do you think Theory is a good fit for this kind of stable? Do you think, like, is he needed right now?
To be
Is
honest,
he
I don't
finally
think he's
getting a
needed. I don't think he's needed.
huh?
I
You don't think
think
he's needed?
no, no, no. I mean, listen, they about to get rid of Paul. So I don't think Theory's going to come in and convince them of anything else. Because right now, the Bronze, especially Braun number one, think he's all that in a bag of chips. And he don't need no
Okay,
guidance.
that's Breaker. Braun Breaker or
Yes.
Braun
Hmm.
Braun
No,
Breaker?
no, no. Braun number
Wolf
two is
Braun?
Braun.
Or Braun.
I know the
Okay, that Braun. Okay, okay. I just wanted to clarify because we got two
my
Brauns.
brain.
Okay.
I know my brain just went doo doo doo. Um, because if you saw how he was looking at Paul, he was like,
He was
"Oh, so
annoyed. Yeah.
you're not gonna give me what I want." Oh, okay. And he was acting like a spoiled little child, like, "Oh, you're not gonna give me what I want, so I'm gonna go get it myself." So I don't think Theory would fit in that because I don't know where he would go. Because is it supposed to be there to calm him down? Is he supposed to be trying to take Seth's place? Like I don't think they want
No.
that. I don't think they
Or
want a Seth replacement. And technically, even like what um Paul said, technically the vision was never about Seth. It was always about Braun Breaker. So yeah, nah, I don't
good
think.
good editing, people, because I liked what you said last week when you said, "What is the vision without the visionary?" I thought that was an
Mm,
interesting point that you said
I
last
forgot
week
I
because
said
I
that.
thought the same thing. I was like, so the visionary couldn't see that the vision was going to move on without him?
Listen, listen, listen. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know why they didn't see. I don't. But you know what? But he also was getting into his like kumbaya era because he beat Cody, who he felt was probably like
it's
the big bad
Kumbaya
wolf.
era. He was
I mean,
getting to
because
his soft girl
I
era.
mean,
That's what
listen,
he's
before
doing.
he did all that, he was like, "I'm so proud of you." Like, oh, you are not heel, Seth right now. You are. Ah, okay. I see where this is going. Mm-hmm.
You was something, Seth. It was a moment
Mm-hmm.
to be had for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah, he did get a little soft at the end. But I
Mm-hmm.
want to take it. See, here's the thing. I think Austin Theory definitely has a place. I don't know why they've struggled to book him ever
Mm-hmm.
since. I know he was like Vince McMahon's pet project, but I think his talent supersedes that, right? I
Mm-hmm.
thought that him and Grayson were amusing for a time. I definitely think
Mm-hmm.
it outgrew both of them. But seeing Grayson with the New Day ain't really working. He's just there. He's available.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely don't see it being one of those things that you just like, I don't know, like he needs to do something, but what exactly?
I
That's the
think he
question.
needs to rediscover who he is by himself.
I liked his promos on social media. He gave like some really great motivational stuff. I was like, you could definitely book him as a face. And he has charisma. I don't know yet though. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't think he needs to go back to NXT. I just think this is where AI could be helpful, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
What could be a good place for Austin Theory? Like you have all these people on the roster where you can't figure out where to put them. So let's think
Mm-hmm.
about it. Because I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
keep telling you that Julia and Kiana still don't make no sense. I'm still waiting for them to make sense to me. It still don't make none. I'm like, since when did Julia need somebody talking for her? Why is Kiana the person she's picking? Like, I can't even tell you. Like, it's crazy. to me.
I mean, I
Why they
think
even
Julia
decided.
and Roxanne would have been an
I
amazing.
know.
I think Julia and Roxanne would have been amazing. I think they would have been good together. That them being heels and being heels together, I think that would have been great. But
I do want to say that Roxanne looks fantastic for Raquel, though, and her
and
keep trying to dig into Dom bit by bit.
and Roxanne is not Roxanne. Raquel is no longer trying to stop either.
Nope,
I don't know what
she
kind
wants
of
to
best
win.
friend you are to live whenever she comes back, but when she does, I hope she beats the bricks off of you. How about that?
Listen, she did interrupt this week. She interrupted Roxanne and was like, "Enough of this."
She
And
did.
Dom put his hand behind his back. I was like, was he scared?
I mean, she did, but how many episodes or how many Raws was that before she finally was like, all right, Kai, let's stop.
You think there's okay? Well, okay. Well, she ain't my friend. Okay.
She ain't my friend either.
All right, Moo. She said she finally caught us live. I know our lives are so sporadic. We appreciate you. We appreciate you for sure. All right, let's talk SmackDown. All right, let's.
Hmm.
The time for rumors is over.
Okay, let's do it.
So where am I starting? Let's start with this open challenge that wasn't with Sami Zayn and The Miz, and then Carmelo Hayes coming and beating The Miz down because
I
obviously
mean, obviously
lip sync time.
that was overdue.
It, it was, it was, but I was very excited about Ilya Dragunov. Also excited about the drama outside the ring with I want to know if we can put a dating show inside NXT because it seems as though
Not a dating show.
Ilya Ilya Dragunov divorced now. Didn't know that. Found that out because
Wait, who's divorced?
Ilya Dragunov.
Who's that?
Dragunov is divorced. You don't remember his whole thing about his anyway. The last time he was injured, he had his whole thing with the wife. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He's in a new relationship with a person who is still in NXT. Used to be in NXT. I think she got released with the cuts, the recent cuts. She was on LFG. I'm gonna send you a picture because I can't remember her name right now for Lloyd like,
Okay.
but she's a beauty.
All right.
Jen Tao, something like that.
I don't doubt it.
Anyway, but I'm saying there's a if you, can I get a like can we do another reality show with NXT and just can we do Love Island NXT style because everybody named Mama in one relationship or another.
Like, mommy, she's like, what do you mean they're divorced? I don't know. I don't know.
That's right. He did get divorced. And that, yes, he did. And I found out all of this on Twitter because she posted about him, his ex wife, and how she and his ex wife have a great co parenting. No, she said that he and his ex wife have a good co parenting relationship
You know what?
and that
That's good.
she has no beef with the ex wife and they have a good relationship. And I was like, look
I
at
like
her
that.
coming through.
I
She
like
said,
that.
mind
We should
your
have more of
business
that. Some people were just damaged.
because we good over here. But more importantly, again, if you seem to be working, tripping, hanging at NXT, you might fall into a relationship with a hottie. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So I would like, anyway, back to the show. I just want to put that out. All right, back to the show. It was great to see Dragunov come back from his knee injury. It was a pretty severe one. But to have him beat Sammy, how did you feel? Did you have a moment there when you saw that? Were you
No,
were you done
I
with
mean,
Sammy's open
no,
challenges?
I'm never gonna be done with Sammy, but that's the whole point of an open challenge is that you may lose. You may
Yeah,
get a better opponent that gets you that time. Now, does that mean that you ain't gonna get it back? I don't know, but I mean, kudos to him. He came to the open challenge and he was ready. Sammy was ready too. It just somehow he got the short end of the stick this time. That's all.
he did. He did. But it was a great match. I mean, I was sitting here like, oh, that's crazy. This is so good. And then at the end of the match, we saw the new MFTs attack Sammy and Dragonoff because casualties had to be had, obviously. I mean, it was casualty time.
But this is the second
So
time they attack Sammy though.
I was like, he don't
So
even got the belt
clearly,
no more, guys.
I know. So clearly, this is some old beef that they still
Mm-hmm.
just try and stir up and do it while he by himself. So I don't know.
Y'all
That's
know?
that sounds a little premeditated,
It was
bullyish.
premeditated, but I definitely loved the look. They felt menacing. They felt dangerous. I was like, yes, remix it. And again, if this is AI's doing, shout out to AI. I don't know what happened or who decided to remix it, but I like it. Because at first I was wondering where the hell these vignettes were going. I was like, why do we
Mm.
keep having introducing a new member? I'm like, we don't know you. But I love their new look. All right, let's talk about this tag team match with Charlotte and Alexa because listen, we saw what happened to Soul if you were watching NXT yesterday. But I thought that match was really impressive. Despite Blake Monroe's little interlude in the SmackDown, what did you think overall?
I feel like, well, one, I love Charlotte and Alexa. I think that combination together is amazing. Whoever thought of that idea, like you like to say, chef's kiss,
Steps,
think it's
yes, yes.
think it's kudos because listen, sometimes finally someone was using their noggin and doing some right things instead of just picking people and trying to make them tag teams, okay? And I do like the fact that they are fighting and they're not just holding the tag teams
I know you know
championships.
who the champion is, and you're clear about them actually defending it. Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? Versus, I don't know, I haven't seen it defended in a while. Because even, not to change the subject, but even like this just made me think about it, about when Finn and, what's that boy's name? Finn
JD
and
McDonough.
yes. They even said they've had the titles for 100 some days, but this is their second title defense. I said, oh,
I hate when they call
but
that out because you
but
already know it was a hot
but
mess.
but that reminds us, like, they're not fighting champions. So to watch Charlotte and Alexa be fighting champions is amazing. Now to have them go against Soul and Ruka. Wait, no, that's not her
So
name.
Ruka and Zarya.
Thank you.
It's okay. That's what I'm here for. Y'all want to know why I have
Um,
like why I correct her all the time? This is why. Because
yeah,
I'm so
because my
yeah.
brain goes 5 minutes faster than how I talk. So
It's okay.
um
That's
to
fine.
watch them, I mean, Soul Ruka is amazing. I mean, she's when she does the soul catcher, I'm like, whoop, ma'am. I don't think I could do that. Well, there's a lot of moves I can't do,
It's so
but that's one that I would never try because I would definitely break a back or something would happen. Something drastic would happen. But
not a break it back. That's crazy.
to watch them, like, they're giving Charlotte and Alexa a run for their money, and
Yes.
that's all I can ask for, to actually have some good tag teams that we're building together to make it a good tag team division of women, because there are out there. So that, I mean, I was satisfied with the match. Now, of course, you know how I feel. I don't like Blake, so it doesn't matter.
You're such a hater when it comes to Blake. Listen, I appreciated seeing her. I still am trying to figure out who she's going to be. And I think
Hmm.
that we haven't quite got there yet, but it was nice to see her ringside. I think that I like that they're mixing people back and forth. Like you see people on different shows, and I really am starting to enjoy that a lot. Um, I did want to talk a little bit about the Motor City Machine Guns and they defeating Los Garza. Let's talk about this because that match, I think going to AAA reinvigorated them in a way.
Mm.
I think it's a good reminder of how good they really, really are. And again, we talk about people getting lost on the roster. Um, it was nice. It was not just nice, it was like delicious. I sat there like, oh my God, this was good.
So I'm
SmackDown
gonna
was
have to run
good.
that back because I definitely was one of the matches I probably wasn't paying attention.
You skipped, yeah, you probably
Um,
didn't know what you was missing. That's okay. I'm happy to
yeah.
tell you. It was
Yes.
delicious and you should watch it because it was fantastic. But then what else? I guess we can't keep ignoring Cody Rhodes snapping. Okay, so I'm wondering where the hell this is going because it
Now
was Drew
you know,
McIntyre. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
but
Before I go into Cody,
yeah, because
I'm
I'm
so
about to say,
sorry.
okay, because I'm
No,
about to
I
tell
needed
you,
to.
anytime Cody starts talking, I fast forward.
Why do you fast forward Cody, ma'am?
Listen, I love him as a wrestler. That doesn't mean I want to hear you talk all the time. Because then it'd be like, so what you want to talk about? Not what you want to talk about. I just want to get to the don't give me the paragraph, the introduction paragraph,
Did
then
you
want to
say
give me the body, then want to give me the body paragraphs, and then we get to the good stuff because that's where the conclusion is, because you want to grasp me in. Just get me to the conclusion. Like, I don't need the intro. We know who you are. What do we want to talk about? Sir, I understand it's the same as plug for your podcast, which is cool. But then give me to the meat and potatoes, the closure. Don't give me all the fluff in the middle. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
okay? Well, anyway, pause because I want to go back to Jacob. Jacob, you know what, Mo? Before I do, I need to give you this theory from Mo from
Clearly, I got
AEW.
everybody in here like
Yes,
just
they
saying.
is going in. I know y'all over here. I know Chris over here. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, this is what she does to me. I get all discombobulated. Pause before we get into that. Mo had a theory that I want us to investigate.
Okay.
Mo's theory is that Cody was the one who attacked Jacob. And the reason why I wanted to go backwards, because I was like, how can I skip Jacob? First of all, listen here. They had my hopes up high. I was like, we about to see him, right? And then they had that man underneath whatever that heavy ass looking contraption
Listen, he
was
was bleeding from the
backstage
ear,
with
bleeding
every
from the ear,
single
from the mouth.
tooth knocked out of his mouth. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? Because I sat there and I said, did I switch channels? Or am I watching AEW? Like, what is going on? Why is there so much blood and teethuses everywhere on this ground? It was insanity, but it was a nice payoff to knowing that he was, because of course everything leaks. So we knew he wasn't going to be there, but it was a
Right.
nice payoff. They talking junk about Cody thanks to you. This is your fault. Just want to point that out.
No, because everyone feels this, maybe you don't feel the same, but everyone has a thought and a theory. And to go back to it, it would make sense that it's Cody.
You think
Because Cody
so?
was the last one talking to him.
You know what? He
If
was at the
we
scene of the
if
crime.
we're gonna sit here and we're gonna be putting our investigative hats on,
He was at the
and
scene of
we've
the
watched
crime.
enough First 48 true crime stuff, okay? Sir, you were the last person seen at the scene of the incident. Where was your whereabouts between the time of this time and that time?
Oh my God.
And we're in a you don't think they got cameras watching and following? Look,
Do we
he's
need
gonna
to
come
have a
out.
backstage camera
Listen,
now that like follows the evidence?
listen, he's gonna come out. Hopefully they don't make this some drawn out thing. But you know what? It may be. Make it a drawn out thing to 2026. So then when he finally admits it was me, Jacob comes out of nowhere and just starts beating the shit out.
Okay. Okay. So
I'm just
listen.
saying, why everybody's
We
like,
know
oh,
something might have
Cody, not
happened at some
Cody.
point. But apparently Cody snapped, right? So obviously we saw him come out, challenge Drew McIntyre in his suit. I was like, whoa, I thought Cody didn't do that. That suit was probably more expensive than any pair of
I've
clothes that
seen
I'm
Cody
looking
fight
at
in his suit,
anywhere in my office. Anywhere. But he fought in his suit.
but I've seen him fight in his suit.
But not like this. It was a disqualification. When's the last time we saw Cody get a disqualification because he couldn't control his emotions?
You know why? Because he sat here and attacked Jacob and trying to act like he didn't do it, and now he angry because Drew's like, nah, it was you. And now now
Who
he
just
about
said
to have
that?
the out curse. Like, I'm just saying, everybody gonna have the out curse. Curse.
Thank you, Chris. He ain't never did exactly. Not in his suit.
Okay,
Exactly, Chris.
fine. I didn't say he did a match in his suit, but he definitely had fought in his suit. Okay.
And poor Jacob in his hometown. I think that's how you know someone's gonna have a terrible night is if they're in their hometown. Because what happened to Sammy when he lost in front of his children? Remember when he was facing
Beating
Roman?
down,
That was
beating
rough.
down.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to talk about from SmackDown. I don't think so.
No, Chris, I'm gonna tell you, I don't believe that they're never gonna
He
turn
does dress
him
sharp.
heel.
I agree with you.
I don't think they're gonna do that because we never thought they was gonna turn John heel. And somehow we got a John heel. Now, granted, it was a terrible heel, but I think Cody being a heel would be an amazing thing. And I think this may be the brink of it. They may do like a soft little launch and see how everybody's feeling. Just, see if everybody's feeling it. And if everybody's
You
feeling it,
riding with him now?
they're gonna sit here and go all the way on it. But if not, they're gonna pull it back. I'm just saying.
You think they got okay? I could see that. I could see that. Okay, now we gotta talk Wrestledream because I know you saw some clips. I gotta walk you through some emotions that I was having while I was watching this because I was trying to think of where to start, but I don't want to. Well, we already talked about Darby Allin and Moxley, so I do
Mhm.
want to, I think, start there and then go in a different order. I don't know
You want
what
to talk
order
about
it is
Sting?
right
You
now,
want to
but
talk about how old Sting looked? How tired he was? How he looked like he was grandpa
how
from the Nickelodeon show? I don't even know which one. Greenville. What I forgot the name of that show. But he looked like he was a grandpa from there. He couldn't hardly breathe. All he did was choke the man out, and he was like, and trying not to have birth control. Okay, and then
what?
how he gingerly got himself down, sir. How did you get in
How
the ring? Did you
it
gingerly
was
walk
great.
yourself up the ring? I don't understand. Okay, I'm sorry.
It was great. I mean, you have to admit, Grandpa Sting was the best. Like I
Really?
thought it was
Was it?
hilarious.
He needed a
Once
cane.
the
It would be
That's
better if
right,
he had a
Herman.
cane.
Me and Herman was just talking about Grandpa Sting. It was amazing. First of all, when the lights went out, I literally, right before the lights went out, said, "Oh my God, Darby needs some friends." And then the lights went out for 67 years. And I thought, oh, it's definitely Sting because we got to wait for him to get here. You know what I'm saying? That's a long ass walk for Grandpa Sting. Okay. And then
He
when
was
he
like,
came up there and he lifted up that bat, and I was like, oh, Jesus, don't let nothing happen to Sting. And I kept thinking, Moxley and them, you better be careful. Don't you do nothing to Grandpa Sting. Don't be disrespectful. And I was sitting here like, oh my God, I was so excited about this moment. And then when he was hitting them with the bat, I was like, I hope he's okay. I want him pull no joints. It's been a minute. Find his way in the dark. Y'all heard me.
absolutely. I
Y'all
can't
heard
speak.
me.
Hold
They
on.
needed a daggone flashlight for poor Grandpa Stan.
He was
But he
all
made it.
white.
He made it. You know what I'm saying? And then he had a great spot. And then Marina, who thought it was a brilliant idea to get in Grandpa's face. I was like, you already know better. But I was so proud of him for picking her up and taking her backstage that I was like, look at Grandpa Sting. She is the difference maker. And if she did not get taken away, I have a feeling Darby would have just not made it. He just not would have made it. We would have had a whole body back for real at the end of that. So it was a moment. It was a moment for sure of enjoyment. And I was hee heeing ha ha all my way through when I woke up, of course, that match because I couldn't believe it.
No,
It's like,
but
what the hell?
this is the thing,
What?
right? So now, right, we're talking about, uh, the dangers, right? Sting sat here and smashed the glass aquarium in the ring,
Yes, he
and all
did. And
the
I was
water
concerned about that as
spilled
well.
in the ring. Do you know that Moxley seemed like he almost was about to drown in the water when he was pinning when he had him? Like the ref was like, "Hold on, let me move this out the way." He was like, "I was like, yeah, I guess that's not that fun, huh? I
I
guess
in fact did.
I
Yes.
don't think y'all anticipated that. I think y'all practiced that part
Yeah.
because that was
I was more concerned when he was like, he had him in the submission move and it was like, be careful, don't put me in front of the glass. And I was like, oh, we care about that now, Moxley? That's the thing? Careful? Like, are we as careful
as
when
you
we were
start
hit with a sponge bat?
to drown in the little 2 inches of water.
I can't. Not two
I'm
inches of
sorry.
water.
It
Listen,
was. It was like this, and you're like, I can't move.
I'm just happy the taser came before the water.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
because he had time to tase him, and that became before the water. I'm glad I initially missed the skewer spot because I was like, "Oh my God,
That's
please
what I was
stop
talking
doing
about. The
that."
skewer going into, and I don't know what if it was. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, I was like, this is why I don't watch this. This is exactly why I don't.
It was fun. I just thought like it was incredibly violent, like it should be. I mean, I didn't quite understand. The only thing is, I didn't like the ending, and I know it makes sense because Moxley is like this heel. But y'all pretty much killed Darby throughout this entire match, or unalived him because we on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did the most to Darby, and he still hung tight. And then Moxley was yelling at him at some point, like, I'm not trying to kill you. I need you to give up, blah, 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 blah. But then you give up in like 5 minutes from the
He gave up
scorpion.
because he was
Death
about to die in the 2 inches of water. That was real. Just
I
hear
didn't
me
like the
out, right?
total
Just hear
ending.
me out. They
My
sit here,
thoughts and feelings.
but just hear
But
me
I love
out.
that.
They pretty much clearly practiced when they was going to waterboard him in the aquarium.
Bored, have you?
Okay, because you see him
Yes.
go catch a breathe for air and then go in, and then there's no bubbles, none whatsoever,
There are no
and you
bubbles,
see,
no.
and you bring him back up, and now it's like, there, because you got to catch your breath because you're about to go back in because that was a practice. I don't think they practice him sitting here getting boarded in the ring from them breaking the aquarium. Just if you ever had an aquarium of fish, that thing is heavy and it holds a lot of water. I know because I hate mines. That's why I got rid of it. It holds a lot of water. It's very heavy.
I didn't know you
And
have one.
I did. The fishes, my beta fish.
Exactly, Chris. This is why I keep saying I literally told this to her. Were we supposed to watch the man die?
He
No.
was trying to have somebody else that.
We are not unaliving
Okay.
anyone on this
Okay.
TikTok.
Anyway,
Okay.
and
I
no,
just want to point that out. No.
I'm not saying that they were supposed to, but I'm just saying that's what makes sense why he quit because he was about to suffocate himself. Okay,
Okay. That's fair.
I'm done.
Anyway, my point was that match was great. And as much as I like to complain about the violence of AEW, I was like in stitches laughing. Right? Oh my God, Chris got you on this one. He said, you ain't gonna hold your breath if someone try to hold you under.
Well, typically, okay, see, I'm also, okay, hold on. So this is going to show my age a little bit, okay? When I was
Okay. Yeah.
introduced to things like that, it was from The Last Dragon. And when the dude was in the
Oh.
water with the piranhas and you stuck your face in it and you're like, oh. So, yes, I expected him to be like, oh, so I can believe it's real. Yes. Yes. If you want to sell me the dream, sell me the dream. If you ain't going to sell me the dream, go somewhere with yourself. All right, I'm good.
All right, then let's move on. I have so many thoughts and feelings. Can I tell you? So Adam Page and Samoa Joe's match was really, really great. You know how my love for Samoa Joe is epic and forever lasting, and he turned on Page at the end after he lost, which I was kind of pissed off about to be honest, because I'm gonna be probably it's probably going to be a very unhappy opinion, but I just don't care for Hangman Page as a champion. And so I was really hoping Samoa Joe would take the championship off him. And so when he turned on him right after, I was thrilled. And then I thought, duh, because do we not know Samoa Joe? Did we not realize that Joe is Joe?
Oh,
Like
Samoa Joe is never. I'm like he's never been a good guy, and if he was, it only lasted for 5 seconds and it was over.
it's temporary. That's not his natural state. It really does not take that long for you to feel like, oh, it's Samoa Joe. He respects me. As soon as he lifted up that man's hand, I was like, he bet to do something about this. I was like, he deserved to win. And therefore, after 3 buckshot lariat, but I will tell you, Hangman Page, one tough dude though. Because I was like, oh my God, ouch. I just kept saying ouch multiple times in the match. I was like, I'm not sure if that landed properly, but yes, so much to Mojo. Okay, so I'm not here alone, Chris. You don't feel like okay, good. Yes, the crowd didn't want him to win, and same. I also wanted him to win because it was crazy that he lost to Paige, and I'm over it. I've been over Hangman Page pretty much since he won. That's probably crazy, but like it's true. It's
Mm.
true. I don't feel bad about that. Any thoughts there before we move on? Because I thought that match was really good. Oh yes. We need to talk about
I
Chris
mean, from what I
Statlander and Cody.
watched,
Which one did you
what I
watch? Did you
watched,
not watch Adam Page and Samoa Joe?
I saw a clip. I saw the clip of what I saw, and then someone came at the end, and I was like, "Who is that?" And I didn't know, but it came in true fashion that I expected
You didn't
Joe
realize
to.
his homies came out either, no?
That's who I thought it was his homies, but I was just like, but why? And then I was like, you know what? I don't know why I'm asking why, because it's Samoan Joe and he just want to beat people up, and that's what he does. That's what he used to do. That's what he
He
always did, and that's
does. He
I
still
don't
does.
understand why people don't understand that, because like I said, he's only good for like 30 seconds and then he goes right back to being the bad guy that he is.
He does, and he does it so effectively. He communicates so well that again, I was talking to Herman earlier and I said, I clearly have daddy issues because I really love all the bad guys. And so I think that explains my life choices. I blame my father for making all the bad guys cool and me being like, yes, all the bad guys over, please and thank you. But anyway, all right, let's talk Chris Statlander and Timeless Tony Storm. Okay, can I get real with you for a minute?
Absolutely, because I did not watch this match. I saw like a brief. Wait, hold on.
That
I'm a
makes me want
lie.
to come hang out with me who watches AEW because I
Wait,
be
wait, wait,
talking to
wait,
my
wait, wait. Hold on, wait. No, no. I did. I just realized I did see a brief moment, and I was like, "Why did she hug her?" But then that was about it. Okay, I'm
oh yeah,
listening.
he
I'm
hooked her
all
because
ears.
it was a pretty intense ass match. That's why she hooked her. That thing was
Okay.
it was intense. Storm yelled at her, unalive me without saying that unalive part.
Oh.
During the match. It was intense. And it was very good. And typically I'm not really still sold on Chris Statlander. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I really see how unique a talent Tony Storm is. And so it's hard for me to see them try to move on um, from her as champion because it's just hard to imagine with how she elevated that championship. Like Statlander almost feels
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, sure. But she's just not my pick for a champion. And
Mm.
this is going to get into my women's division problem with AEW.
Okay. Okay.
I'm also going to briefly, so I'll go to that in just a minute. I'm just going to preface that, and then we're going to talk a little bit about Mercedes Monet. Because first of all, I had to listen to her say it 13 times so I could get Monet, Monet, Monet.
Okay. Monet.
Okay, yes.
I watch
And
Power, so I know how to say
anything,
Monet.
well, it's Monet. I didn't realize it was supposed to be like money until like I heard her. So anyway, the point is because all the
I hear
announcers say
you.
it different. And apparently so does everyone else who seems to interview her. Not the point. Anyway, her match with Mina was really, really good. And the fact that she won and now has 11 belts to be expected. That's why I was like, but my biggest issue, yes, Chris, exactly. We are on the same page um, about how I hated when she took the belt from Tony. Yes, Chris Statlander shouldn't have won that belt. But anyway, the point being, we have a problem with the women's division in
Okay.
AEW. They have a lot of people who are coming up who are very good. They're coming up, but there's not enough people at the top of that ladder. So, what I'm concerned about is that Mercedes is having the same problem that Jade has, despite being very different in their career, despite being very different in their careers. Because I want to remind you that Mercedes is a veteran, right? She's been doing this forever and she's exceptional at her craft. How are you going to continue to showcase your talent when you're up against people who don't match your caliber? And the more I look at her, I'm like missing her in the Charlotte matches, missing her in the Becky matches, missing her in the Bailey matches because they came up together. And so it was like iron sharpened iron each time, right? Who is sharpening her now? Who is sharpening her now? Because right now, she's like the best person ever anytime she's in the ring with them. And I don't really love that because I think one of the ways that Mercedes shines is when she has someone to go against who is also very talented and almost equally athletic and charismatic. And right now, I don't feel like AEW has built that person yet. Or they're keeping her away from them. Either. Depends on how you want to look at it. So I think they have a lot of people coming up. The Sky Blues, the Julia Harts, the um, Tika. They have other people coming up, but I just don't think they have someone at that caliber. And I guess I had hoped that Britt would have been that person for a while, but we haven't seen her in forever. And that match she had with Mercedes was not great when it did happen. So I'm a little frustrated. And then when you add the fact that they just had the audacity to introduce a tag team titles, I'm like, why? You still need more. You need to fill out the division. So you know what I think needs some AI support. I think they need some AI support. I think they need to figure out how to book their talent as beasts so that we can see like the talent as who they should be instead of like Mercedes is a star, but she shouldn't be out there by herself. And Tony is a star too, but two don't make a division. Okay, I'm done. I'm getting off. I'm getting off.
Oh, okay. Oh, is the mic on? I got
I'm
something
sorry.
to
I'm done.
say. I got something to
Go
say.
ahead. Oh, wait. Nope, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm done. Go ahead.
Well, two Feuds. Did you really expect anything less or more when they had Jade? Second, Jade had faced the same problem. There was no one else there, so of course, she looked 10 times better. So you really thought it was going to be different once they brought Tony and
Well, Tony was there
what's her
already.
name again? I know. What's her
Mercedes?
name again? Thank you, because I'm about to say something else and I didn't want her to yell at me in the
Yeah, don't
screen.
call her that. That's not her name no more.
I know. So Mercedes, did we really think anything different was going to happen? Why? I mean, granted, yes, Mercedes is great. Yes, her caliber is exceptional. Do I think she need to be collecting belts? How much she collecting belts? No, but that also is proving the point that she can collect all these belts because there is no one at her caliber to take the belts off of her. I ain't gonna lie though, the last AEW pay-per-view, the person she was fighting, that was a really good match. So technically,
Yep.
that person should have got that belt from her because I mean
Yeah.
she deserved it.
I agree
She
about
put it all in.
Athena.
She deserved
Athena.
that,
Yes.
right?
Athena is fantastic. And I do think they made a great tag team. So I can only imagine what they look like against each other. But they keep them separated. So that's what I mean when I say like, or maybe they keep them separated from her. Because her and Athena was a good match. And she did a lot of great work with the CMLL and like that last pay-per-view we talked about
Mm-hmm.
with
Mm-hmm.
Godzilla and Persephone, who I thought was fabulous. Um, there's another girl whose name I'm forgetting. I'm just gonna forget her name, and I don't want to because I really like her. It'll come back to me.
But all I'm saying is, I don't
Sorry, it'll
expect
come back.
I don't expect anything less. And granted, y'all can shoot the messenger. I don't really watch AEW, but what I have watched AEW, I'm not impressed in any caliber, especially when it comes to the women wrestling, their storytelling and things of that nature. And once again, from that we got Jade. Now, granted, Jade has got a lot better, but they grabbed her because of her name. But we only had her because she wasn't going up against people who can actually beat her. So I'm gonna
I
leave
don't
that
know.
there. I do. I believe it, and I'm gonna stick to it.
I don't think so. I think so. I remember watching Jade and knowing that she did need some improvement, obviously, but that was not the thing that really caught my eye. It was her start. She is charismatic. She's beautiful.
Oh, she's
She
definitely
is
beautiful for
statuesque.
sure.
So I think she has whatever that it factor is, right? You can always teach people how to wrestle better. But if
Mm-hmm.
you do not have that star power, then they're just out there.
True.
I also, yes, I agree that they don't give the women enough TV time at all either. That is another problem. They are, well, Mercedes is getting more, and I think that might be in her contract. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hate it because she's getting more. Um, if you are not watching NXT, you are missing out, Betsy, because that is
Uh,
one of my favorite women divisions ever.
I would tell you, Betsy, try. I was one of those that did not watch NXT either, and I would rather watch NXT over SmackDown, Raw, and AEW put together. Just saying. Just gonna throw that out there.
She does. She would, and she does. But yeah, I just think I always think of their women's division as needs improvement, and I'm really hoping that they figure that out. And I do think that Britt could be a part of that, but they just have kind of kicked her out. I don't know what's that about. I don't know. It's not my business. I'm not in the contracts department, but I hope they figure that out. All right, let's talk the Young Bucks $500,000 tag team match. Tell me you saw the clips of that. Tell me.
I was a
Did you
little
see?
confused. I was a little confused where it was like, you guys are negative. And I was like, well, why are you negative? What happened? And I'm like, why y'all spent $4 million? I said, how do y'all do that? And I was like, you know what? I don't even want to know. And then I zoned out after that.
Okay. Well, the Young Bucks, it's such a funny story. I will tell you, this is a story that I am enjoying a lot on AEW because they were broke and then they won that $5,000 match last pay per view at Forbidden Door, I think. And then they lost the money because one of them, I don't know if it was Matt or the other one, was gambling. And then they
I
lost
mean,
the
it would
money.
make sense. You have a lot of money. I mean,
It was really funny. Like, listen, Nick and Matt that Jackson. Yeah, I don't know which one did it, but it was really ridiculously funny. And then so that's why you saw the opening with the deductions. I was like, that was brilliant to just remind you why they're not getting anything.
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
talk about it. Don't worry, Chris, it's coming. It's coming. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. So I just like watching them. I think it's annoyingly amusing watching them kind of get this reception that just is so below who they really like should be considered because initially founders and all that stuff there. But anyway, so then with against them we had Jurassic Express, which was a returning Jack Perry and Luchasaurus. Now, listen, I didn't used to get
Wait,
Luchasaurus.
is that the one with the green face? That was the, oh, okay. He
Yeah,
could
I
wrestle.
didn't used to get
I saw
Luchasaurus.
some clips. Thank you.
But he did some great moves during the match, which I was impressed by. Now Jack Perry, I'm a little I don't know how to feel about him yet. I'm trying to give him a chance because I always try to give people a chance when they come back. He's the one I told you had been gone for a long time, was involved in that whole CM Punk mess, then like got involved. It was just a hot mess. I don't know. It was ridiculous. And again, whoever was telling all their stories to it was Nick. Thanks, Herman. He's the one who took their he's the one who got their money took at the casino. I'm trying to give him a chance. I don't know how I feel about Jack Perry yet, but they did win against the Bucks and they got $500,000, and then they got beat up. And then Kenny Omega came out to save, and then he tried to get the Young Bucks to come back and be helpful because I think it was Luchasaurus that tried to give either Matt or Nick like $10,000, and he just walked away like what the and they slowly walked away from the ring while watching Jurassic Express get beat up. But I believe it was somebody from Don Callis' family. I don't know. There's so many people that's my catch-all at this point is Dallas, is whoever's on Don Callis' family. So I'm like, don't know whoever that is. That's my guess. All right. So, all right, Brodito, one of my favorite tag teams, period. Um, and I thought their match against Okada and Takashi, where did you go? Where did you go? Are you back? Are you okay? Okay. Well, you'll come back when you can, I'm sure. Anyway, I thought that match was phenomenal, even though obviously there was some miscommunication happening, which is why they lost. But Brodito is one of my favorite highlights. I kind of think I fell in love with them when I watched them on Forbidden Door and just kind of um, got stuck there. She'll be back. So I really enjoyed that. I'd love to know, did you? Yes, they were magic, and I wish you'd seen that. Did you see the Okada and Takahashi match with Brodito?
I
No,
did not see that clip. Nope. Sorry.
it was great. It was great. You're gonna have to borrow my match.
Wait. Is that the one with, don't hate me, people. But they had the red and blue on? They had like
Y'all
red
gonna
and
have
blue
to
shorts
answer that.
on?
I don't have any idea. Huh?
They had the
I
red
don't
and
know if
blue
they were
shorts
winning.
on where somebody like needs somebody onto the apron. Like they, no, that's not that one.
He said
I saw
no.
that one.
I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay,
Sorry.
sorry. So then no, I did not to watch it. Sorry.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be taking applications for someone who wants to talk to me about AEW on live because
Yeah,
my
I mean,
sister
I'm
needs to
sorry. I'm
watch.
trying. I'm trying, but it's just one of those things. Yeah,
So
I'm
you're
trying.
welcome to apply for the position. You can send us an email at maineventmamas@gmail.com. You can visit our website and request to be a guest. In the box, you have to say, I love AEW and I want to talk about it with Kiara. That's the only caveat because I need someone to talk to me. That's right, Herman. 100%. That's right, Chris. I'm ready. I'm ready. I can't wait to see it in the inbox. But yeah, I need someone to talk to me about AEW because I love my sister, but she ain't into it, and I need someone to argue with me
I
about
mean, I
like what.
tried. It's just
It's
they always
okay.
do
I
something
respect
stupid to
it.
make me go,
It's okay.
mm.
I respect it. I respect it. All right, let's talk Kyle Fletcher, the prototype. Oh my God, this match with him and Mark Briscoe, girl,
That's
tell
still
me you saw
AEW.
something.
That's still AEW.
Yes, we're about to. This is it. I'm almost done. It's last match for AEW.
Is that the ones with the blue
I think
shorts?
so.
I saw somebody with blue shorts. There's
I
two,
think
or at
so.
least one. Is this the one? Please help
I think
me
so.
in the
They were covered
comments.
in
Let me know if
blood.
that's the ones with the blue. If
God.
that's the one with the blues, then I saw some of it. But if not, then
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know their names. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm trying. I'm trying. We were
It's okay. I love you. It's all right. We're gonna work it out. Anyway, that
Candace, when
match
you
was
see this,
phenomenal.
just understand I was out working that day, so I did not get to watch it. But I
Even
will
if
watch the
you were
next one.
not out working, you were not
No,
planning
we
to
would
watch.
have. Yes, we would have. We would have said yes, we would have because I watched the last one with you.
Okay, that might be right. We'll see. That's right, Chris. No excuses. All right, Jet Speed is who Tanisha was talking about in the
Thank
blue.
you. Appreciate you.
Thank
Because
you.
I'm like, I don't know. I just saw somebody in the blue. Anyway, excuse me, Chris. Don't be telling me no excuses, okay? Okay? I'm sorry.
Thank you. I keep saying this. I was like, I have 17 jobs and I still make time.
And I got 4,000 kids. So
All
I don't
right,
know.
Herman said he need to come talk. You know what? All applications will be accepted. We'll give y'all a trial run to come talk to me about AEW. 100%. All right. But I'm saying, if you saw that match, then you know what I'm talking about and why it was so phenomenal. And the more I see Mark Briscoe, the more impressed I am. And I'm actually kind of heartbroken to this day that I didn't get a chance to see him and his brother wrestle live because I'm like, they just were amazing. Just seeing one of them and seeing how he's like transitioned his career, I'm just so impressed. I'm so impressed. All right, we can go to Monday Night Raw now. You feel better?
Yay!
My heart broke because Seth Rollins was stripped of the World Heavyweight Championship.
Well,
Now, if
that
you're
lets us
new,
know it's real.
if listen, okay, if you don't know this about us, Seth is my very favorite wrestler. Okay, Seth Seth is my guy, and so I was heartbroken to see that he had been stripped of the championship after all he went through to get it, because he went through a lot, okay? And so
Did
that
he
broke my
really?
heart.
Did he
Shut
really
up.
go through a lot? Did he?
Zip it. Yes,
Are
he
you
did.
sure? He
He did
didn't
what
go
he
through a
needed to
lot.
do. No
What?
apologies, no
Some
excuses. He did
fake
what he
pain
had
and
to do.
suffering, including a toddler?
What you
I'm just saying. What he went through.
rude now? What is happening?
What he went through. I want to hear all the explanation because I'm just saying.
He
He
went through
didn't
a
go
lot,
through a
and I
lot.
respect his decision
What,
to
breaking up
have
with his
his
best
daughter
friend?
in on the fun, on the
Oh,
magic of wrestling.
oh, okay.
Now, I didn't say it was okay to teach her how to lie.
Oh, because I'm like,
I do.
clearly.
There was some magic involved. And again, the preschool teacher knew because she knew better than to lie to her preschool teacher. So apparently they are
But then the
teaching her.
preschool teacher kept a secret.
Yeah. Yes, the preschool
She's
teacher
not
did.
supposed to. They're supposed to report anything that is negative. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You may talk about yourself freely without my judgment. I'll save it for
Thank
later.
you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Anytime.
Anyway, so like I said, my heart is broken. But you want to know how I felt when Becky read Paul Heyman, the Riot Act? I like practically threw popcorn at my monitors. I was like, you better go ahead with it. And yes, they do reward anyone with mic skills, but not everyone, Chris, because I would argue LA Knight has some great mic skills. So I think we could definitely argue about that one. But anyway, I loved what she said to Paul Heyman. It was a mic drop of all time, in my opinion. Tell me you saw what I'm
I do, and all I kept thinking about is I hope her breath don't stink.
sure happening. How is what's happening? What?
But she did. She read him to filth. I like that.
Okay. Well, anyway, so, but Paul Heyman, Colin Rollins, a bum-shouldered bitch, that was too far. Okay,
Was it?
that was
Did
too
you think
far.
so?
So again, I'm a ride when Seth comes back and does what he needs to do. And also, who trusts Paul? Like, that's the other thing. We discussed this. If you did not see last week's episode, hit up the YouTube channel. That made no sense for Seth to trust Paul Heyman because we all know you can't trust Paul Heyman, like everyone. But it was also a nice callback when Adam Pearce called him Paulie. Did you hear that? When he was backstage, he's
No, the
like,
one thing I liked that.
Paulie.
No, the one thing I did like was when she called him a penguin face. I said, "Ooh,
Prick. Kangaroo's face prick. Yeah,
not,
that was beautiful.
not you sitting here referencing Batman and calling him a penguin face." I was like, you know what? He does wear the suits. I ain't gonna lie. So oh, he's missing the umbrella.
Yes. Yes, Mo. Ron Breaker trusts Paul. I don't think so, actually.
I
I
You missed the
think
beginning
Ron
because I was talking a
is,
lot of junk. You missed the
yes,
beginning. He don't trust that
no,
Negro.
no. But
Mm-mm.
also, also, and more importantly, did you not get the breakdown of Steiner math? Okay.
Oh, I
Because
gotta tell
if
Alexa
you
to be
got the
quiet.
breakdown of Steiner math, then you know Braun trusts no one. And so there's no reason to be concerned about that. He was just making his way to the top, doing whatever he needed to do to get there. So yeah, no, I can't imagine. Absolutely not. He does not trust him. And Paul should not trust either one of them either, unless he wants
You
to get
don't
Sunat.
trust him. That's the whole point of why he came over there. And he was trying to remind him his resume of these are the things I did when people actually listened to me, knowing that they're not going to listen to him at all. He was just trying to remind them. Did you not see how he was like, he was like one of those kids that they knew they were in trouble, but they was trying to get out of getting in trouble. So they were just trying to remind you how good they are.
Mhm.
And then they thought they got away with it because you didn't yell at them, you didn't hit them, you do anything. But meanwhile, in the back of your head, you plotting like, they don't know they about to have the computer locked. And then like they don't know the computer's gonna be about to be locked. They don't know that they're about to have string beans for dinner. I don't know, but something random.
My sister. I won't
You're gonna
remember.
get me off this live. But anyway,
Ladies and gentlemen, my sister. Okay, not going to. All right, listen. I don't know where to go. You lost me. Yes, they did not. I agree with you, Mo. They did not listen to him when he was giving them his resume, which I was taking notes. I was like, maybe y'all should be taking notes too.
they should, because I mean, how he did Brock Lesnar. I mean, he said 5 months. I mean, it's called patience, and that's the problem. They were patient. You told them probably patience during this process so he can get the thing. And now
Also,
they're like, their patience is up.
they pissed off Pierce, which was a stupid idea
That was
because
stupid.
he's the one in charge. So I was like,
Hold on.
I
Can we
don't.
talk about Pierce? Can we just talk about him for a
Okay,
second?
let's talk about Pierce. Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to try to say this without all the curse words. Because if we were not live and we were recording, then I could say all the words I want to say. But I don't know how TikTok works. So I'm going to try. So pretty much, this Negro did not have a backbone to save his body. Because at first I was like, okay, go ahead, Adam. You going to tell him? And nah, give it back. Say it with your chest. Then all of a sudden you became a church mouse. Please. Excuse me? What are you doing, sir?
Amen, Mo.
You have all this, you jabbing all these jabs, and you scared? You scared now? Because he said you need to say please. Because you just wanted the title back? Did y'all realize y'all can make another title? And let him keep that bum ass title? Because all it has is Seth's name on it anyway. So who gonna buy him platinum plates to put his name on it? Let him
There
keep it.
was
It's a souvenir. You can make another one. I don't understand.
Wait,
So, sorry, my man's back is sitting here rapping in the background. Anyway, so it's throwing me off.
I was like,
That's my
wait a minute. You saying they can make a new belt? He ain't need to get that one back.
absolutely. They could have made a
Okay.
new one. They got all this
Okay.
money. They got all this money with TKO. They can make another belt.
You know what? Listen, absolutely. Okay, I want to take a moment to address Mo out here because she
Okay.
telling the truth.
Okay,
First of
Mo.
all, I think Adam Pearce deserves a little credit because if I was him, I would have ridiculously high blood pressure and a drinking problem because the amount of stress they put that man under on a day-to-day basis, that his relationship with God must be tight. Okay, because this thing, the stress is crazy. And I do think there was some Terramana in his cup. But I also had that same thought. I said Nick Aldis would rather punch him in the mouth than say please and thank you. But I did appreciate how Adam Pearce made sure that he had
I
Paul
mean, the
beg
comeback was
only
good.
to say no.
I
Just to
know
say no. And I thought
the
that was
comeback was
beautiful.
good,
That was
but
beautiful.
he should have said that to Braun's face. That's all I'm
Why? Is
saying.
he gonna get hit with a spear at 900 miles an hour? I don't want that. Do you want that?
It's
Do
called
you want
say
to
it
make
with your chest. Say it with your chest.
Nah, fam. I want to stay alive.
Oh no, I'm one of those. I'll
Still
say it with
alive.
my chest and deal with the consequences later.
Okay, well, let's move on. Let's talk about let's talk about we did talk about Becky shortly, but I do want to go back against her match with Maxine, which I thought
It's
was
amazing.
right. I said, when did Maxine get this good? I just want to say, whoever is training with her, they
She's
are
been
doing
training
the
in the
thing.
dungeon because she's been doing good. I don't know.
Amazing.
This is this
That
confidence that she needed. She needed that because that
It is
was
fantastic. She looked so good against Becky. I was like, oh my God. To the point where Becky obviously had to get disqualified because she was
yeah.
tired.
She was like because she knew she was about to lose. She was like, I'm about to lose. This is not going to be good. So this is what I'm going to do. But then I was like, I got to take my anger out on somebody because
Right.
I'm angry.
Yes. She does. She's beautiful. She's charismatic. And she seems so kind, which is also like, oh, double, triple bonus points for me. But I just love the things that she did in the ring.
Hmm.
The just if you look at where she was months ago and now, I'm
When
like,
she first came
girl.
out, it was like, girl, what you doing? Why you in the ring? Go.
Okay. But she has gotten very, very good. So, yes, that time in the dungeon has done her well. And she said she got advice for a ton of people. So I'm glad that they stepped in to give her a hand. And obviously, we know Becky's
I
going to
think
have to go
so.
against her again.
To answer
We
Chris's
know.
question, I think so because that's something that she's been going to a lot. And I mean, she was with
You
Chad
know
Gable,
what?
so I'm pretty
That's a
sure he
good
was teaching her
question.
that. But that's been something she's been going to, and she been applying it correctly too. She's been applying that pressure too. So I ain't gonna lie. Even when she did that rollout, when Becky had her in the armbar trying to get her
Yes.
into the submission mode, and then she I was like, oh wait a minute, that is some
I was like, yeah, she
flexibility,
needs
and
some
that is
coach Sean. Did I miss this?
I
I must have missed
I
it.
was like, girl, good jobs. Kudos for that match.
So
It
she did
sucks
good
that you
work.
had to not because I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually ready for Becky to get rid of the title. Sorry, I was setting a little bit.
Okay. This again leads me to the same problem we're going to talk about. Why y'all need help with storyline? Because things get stale really fast and I'm not quite sure what's that about. Like right now, I'm more interested to find out why my favorite Bailey is going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and why and how she can continue tormenting Lyra, who deserves it, in my opinion. And I want that to continue. And I'm actually more interested in that than really what's going on with Becky. So I also think when they put Becky in the vision and now you're like walking it back, it's very weird. It's a very weird time to undo this kind of thing too. Yes, they do. They need to, Chris, I agree. They need to separate Maxine from the alpha babes. That's cute. Them, because it's time for that to be disbanded. Even though, who doesn't love
I'm not gonna lie. I think even though we may want to, they should not be breaking up before Judgment Day. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Judgment Day need to break up first. Because the Alpha Academy ain't doing nothing to nobody. Ain't hurting nobody. They protect her like it's nobody's business. And she protects them. So technically, no. I don't think they need to be broken up. But the who needs to get broken up is Judgment Day. And if they don't do this by this time, I don't know what's going to happen. Because how they break up the Vision before Judgment Day?
Because Seth got hurt. And did they break up the Vision?
Exactly.
Or did they
But you
just
want to know
take him?
something? They could have still kept him in there. How they did the last time with his fake injury.
But I think that's what they needed to do to differentiate the fact that it was not fake.
Whatever. Anyway, that's my thoughty. That's my thoughty.
Well, funny that you should mention the Judgment Day because we're definitely talking about how they lost tag team titles. All because Dominic couldn't stop running his mouth. So
But I ain't gonna lie, that match was good too.
it was so good.
AJ
AJ
was
Styles and
pulling, he
Dragon
was
Lee.
pulling it out. Man, listen, they were
Ooh,
pulling it out.
it was
I was on
great.
the edge of my seat. I was like, are we about to do, are we? Did we? Oh snap, we did it. I'm just saying, that was great.
We did
That
good
was a great
things. It
match
was
though.
fantastic. The work that they did, the passion, the moveset, I was hyped. I was trying to do other things while I was watching it, and I just had to pause the other things because I was too busy screaming. It was phenomenal, for lack of a better word.
Now we need to help them come up with a team name because they're trying to figure it out. Phenomenal Lee, phenomenal
I know, I thought it was funny that someone was like
Greg.
AJ Lee, and I was like, haha, no, that doesn't work. That was
He
cute.
was like, nah, that's funny. I think someone has that. I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah.
that was fair. All right, let's talk about what everybody else is talking about with their 19,000 dislikes about Jey Uso earning the title shot against CM Punk. And listen, why this doesn't bother me? I don't know why it bothers everyone else. I'm still trying to understand why people are so pissed off about this because it feels like we've already been on this road of Jay trying to get back the title and all the things he's willing to do to get back to it. So why is it a problem that he gets this title shot against CM Punk, who we already know who's probably going to likely win this daggone championship because there's no thanks Mo for stopping by. Because we
Bye.
know CM Punk is likely going to win this dag world heavyweight championship because there's no Seth Rollins to pee in his Kool-Aid.
So we
So
think. Dun dun
unless there's
dun.
somebody else, and even then, like, what are you gonna do? Give it to Jay? I don't think they're doing that. I think that we're not down to the descent. I think that the situation with Jay and Jimmy is going to lead to Jay losing that title opportunity
Mm,
for sure.
mm. Oh yeah.
Because what he did was crazy wrong. Well, when I say wrong, I don't really mean wrong. I mean, it's not how you would want your twin to treat you in a match like that. I thought they were going to come down to the last two. Sheesh.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
I didn't
You
think
don't think
so.
so?
No.
You didn't? Well,
No.
what do you
And
think?
don't get me wrong. I love me some Jimmy. So Naomi, please don't kill me. I love me some Jimmy. But
Especially with that baby spot that we didn't get a chance to talk about because it was the cutest thing
we're about to. We're going to. I'm gonna slip that in
ever.
there.
Okay.
I'm
Good,
gonna
good,
slip
good,
it in. I'm gonna
good.
slip it in. But
Okay.
I did not expect them to be the last two. Now, however, I did expect him to try to keep saving his brother. Because
Jimmy?
because that's who he is. I need to save you from yourself. Right?
Okay.
That's where we're going with this model, right? Just like when they did the promo and, Jay's trying to apologize and he's like, yeah, but Roman ain't here. No, he's like, maybe you're right. Maybe you're not right. And Jimmy's pretty much saying like, you got to believe in yourself. And I'm going, well, technically you did I don't know what you were doing, but you did. And I understand because you're going up against Gunther and you're like, can I really do it again? I get it.
Yeah.
But every time that Jay or Jimmy are in the same thing together, Jimmy never lasts to the end.
No.
It's always Jay. Or at least to the last four, last five. So the fact that he made it to the beating last five, even though technically they were the last four, but no one's watched Dominic get disqualified or got out or whatever. Not out. What's the word?
Dominic
Got
being Dominic.
eliminated. The word is eliminate.
There you go. Word is
Eliminated.
eliminated. Correct.
Eliminated. Now, granted, I was a little surprised
Okay.
when I watched Jay run over like, okay, I'm coming to save you. but they were already falling over. So technically, if you're already falling over and it was like, I might as well just like help
Help.
a little bit so you can
Might as well
soften the
help.
blow. Now,
Okay.
granted, I do see where they're going with this storyline of the twins. It's like the good guy and the bad guy fighting with each other for one
Mm-hmm.
solid person. Like, the angel and the devil. There you go. The angel and the devil on the
Right.
shoulder, right? And that's pretty much was like Jimmy and JR. And at some point, you tired of being either the good guy
Right.
and saving everybody. So I can understand why Jimmy was upset. Like, why did you do that? Like, you could have saved me. I saved you. I don't know how many times. But also, did Jay ask you to save him?
Really.
I'm going to say it.
Really.
Did
I don't think he had to
Yes,
ask him to save them.
he didn't have to ask him, but Jay kept telling him. This is when you are not listening to understand what they're saying. You just hear them talking, right? Jay has been
Right.
saying this a couple of weeks ahead, like, I don't need this. You need to fight this. I'm trying to fight my own. I don't need da 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 da. Like, I'm still going to have your back, but you need to, like, even like the last time, you put yourself in this position. I need to think about me,
Right.
right? Even when they did it, like, and Jimmy was like, I'm gonna come hit it. I'm gonna worry about mine. You gonna get it too.
Right.
So, why would you think your brother wouldn't get himself too, since he's on that era of being selfish right now? Why would you not think in your head, I'm saving my brother because I want him to understand that he got this, and not think that your brother is going to be like, I'm on my selfish era right now because I've been listening to Roman, and he's right, and you dead weight right now. I'm. It's about me trying to win this title back. You don't got nothing to prove right now. It's me.
Okay.
That's how I look at it. Now, do I think Jay's gonna win? No. And I love you, Jay. But no, I don't think he's gonna win. I think it's time for CM Punk to get the title back because it was so wrongfully ripped from him.
I mean, wrongfully,
Wrongfully ripped off of fake
easily,
deception, off of deception,
brilliantly. I
whatever.
could think of other words that matter
And
more.
somehow he hit so brilliantly to pull this heist off, but he still didn't know they were gonna turn on him. Make that make sense.
You
Anyway,
know
I rest
what?
my case.
Anyway, that's fine. And your case is rested. Well, there we go. All right. So let's talk NXT because yesterday was a moment in time for sure. Uh, can we talk with the broken hearties? Can we start with that?
Yeah, after I investigate what just slammed. So I'll be right back.
That's the problem about motherhood, people. You try to have a life and your kids are slamming the ground. Oh my God. I hope no one and nothing is broken over there. That's crazy. Anyway, if you did not see the Broken Hardy segment yesterday, they were in a vignette from the Hardy compound where they walked into the lake of reincarnation and they reemerged as their chaotic ultra egos, Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero announcing their title defense with the Dark State, who is officially on my X list because they keep ruining all the best matches lately. So, meaning there's basically no rules. So that's that. So I'm kind of excited about this for Halloween Havoc, but it feels tricky. It's hard to decide who's going to win and who's going to lose this one. But I also never really got into the broken gimmick that was happening before. So forgive me. Maybe y'all can educate me and tell me why this broken Hardy thing is good. Because right now I just was like, y'all are too old to be broken like this. It is very weird for me to hear this, especially when we went to the compound and I believe that was Matt's wife playing the piano. It was just odd. It was odd all the way out, and I just was confused as all get out about this. And then I tried to remember if there was a situation where I skipped out on this before because I really had no idea about this, not ever. So that was my thinking about that. But then we had the delight to see more Javon Evans and Leon Slater, who I just can't get enough of, honestly. I am so enamored of their partnership and the talent when they're both in the ring. I really do hope. Hi, JoJo. I really do hope that they have a rematch where nobody interferes so we can see who is the best. The Leon Slater versus Channing Lorenzo, okay, I guess they had to have a match, so sure. But it was fun, especially with Javon. He tossed to the commercial break. That was a delight. That was a lot of fun too. And then the fact that we're going to see them in tag team action again for Halloween Havoc against La Parca and Mr. Iguana, my plate is overly full. I'm so excited about that. If you've seen any of our videos, you know how much I love Mr. Iguana. I am still counting down the days till somebody sends me a plush iguana because WWE refuses to put this daggone thing on sale yet. And that's what I'm looking forward to is a nice plush to join Stitch over here and represent Mr. Iguana because I just think, oh my God, that thing, I've been looking forward to it forever, ever since I seen Mr. Iguana. And also some more AAA whenever there's another free event that crosses my timeline. So with that, we also got a chance to see the speed tournament again, which I do think fits nicely on NXT because it's quick, first of all, and then there's a plethora of talent that gets to come through. We got to see Zachary Wentz from TNA facing Jasper Troy. I definitely didn't expect that to be the case during ever actually. I didn't see a reason why they would ever face each other, but it was such a really amazing matchup. And even I was even more shocked to see that Jasper Troy won because I just kept thinking Zachary Wentz looked really good out there too. Axiom defeated Sean Legacy. Apparently, y'all, I need to start watching Evolve because they keep bringing people up, and I am shooketh when they come up. I'm confused. First of all, I don't know who they are, but because I don't watch Tubi very much, but also because these people seem to be really good, and I think a lot of the people on Evolve are some of the indie people who they brought over to the development program. So there was that. One other thing I want to go over briefly is this North American title situation. So Sol Ruka, all right. I love Soul. I think she's extremely talented at many things, but not acting. I definitely couldn't understand. I was like, is this fake? Because if it was real, it was missing something. And then also Zaria's joy at being able to step in and defend the title in Soul's honor was weird. But the idea of seeing Zaria and Blake Monroe, I don't hate that. And also it'll be a nice kind of mix up if what ends up happening is that because of Zarya, Blake gets a title, which we all know NXT is bound to do. They love very much to give their newcomers titles, which leads me to this Ricky Saints and Trick Williams conversation. So I do want to point out that I am a huge Ricky Saints fan. I thought the head to head with Trick Williams was actually really good. The segment was funny. It broke down pretty quickly, but I loved how Ricky called Trick out. He's like, I think you should have been ready to leave here. And I was like, same, same. I thought you should have been ready to leave here as well. Because at the end of the day, you've kind of done everything there is to do in NXT and then proceeded to do everything there is to do in TNA and that little partnership combo. So unless he decides to permanently move to TNA, it doesn't serve him to still be down there. I'd love to know what you guys think out there. Do you think like what would be next for Trick? Do you think he should stay in NXT? Do you think he should move on? Um, just because I can't see what else there is for him to do. A part of me really would love to see him with Carmelo. And I don't know if that's just familiarity because I love the Trick Mel game. They were some of my favorite segments and matches that they had together. And now that we know that Trick is just as talented as Carmelo in a lot of ways, I think it would be such a a come up for both of them, especially seeing how Melo has kind of gotten lost a little bit on SmackDown. And I'm a little worried that that will happen if Trick just decides to move up without a clear plan for this move. But also, as much as I love Ricky Saints, I'm not necessarily on board with him being the champion. I thought it was much too soon to give him the title because at the end of the day, he just got there. And again, I know NXT is known for giving people titles early, but I will say, like, even with Ethan Page, when he got the title, somehow it just fit. You know what I mean? I don't know that Ricky is on that same level yet where him getting the NXT championship actually feels justified or like he won, if you will. Or I don't know. It's not even that I think he doesn't deserve it. I just get I don't get it. He doesn't feel champion to me ultimately. So I think that's where I stand on that one. Though, I mean, Ricky putting Trick through a power bomb through the table, that kind of makes me think he might. I don't know. Can Trick still hang on to that title for a little longer? I was loving Trick and A. I really did love his mix when he was in TNA and thought he did a fascinating and a fabulous job promoting both brands and making it just as messy as ever. So now I kind of want to chat a little bit about Tatum Paxley and JC Jade. OMG, Tatum. Okay. I was kind of blown away by her performance, which I think they did on purpose. Because initially the idea of her being a number one contender, Tatum Paxley, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, she's amazing.
Yes, but the thought of her being a number one contender never entered my mind. I thought it more be Izzy Dane than anything else. And to see how she left everybody in that ring from Fatal Influence, shout out to Lainey Reed for stepping right into Fatal Influence and feeling like
She
a
looked like she never
natural fit.
left. Uh-huh. Like she
Yeah, I was
belonged
like
there all along.
very Jasmine Nix, but I don't know. Lainey Reed looked like she was born to be part of that faction. So I was super impressed with the way she just spits. And I thought, hey, now this looks like a faction. Now I don't know why or what's up with that, but somehow she just I think it's her expressions. I think it's the way the look is. It just she fits right in perfectly. But like I said, I was super impressed with Tatum, especially her knocking everybody down. I was like, ooh,
She
girl.
did. She took care of all of them by herself. But then Paxley looked really like, oh, okay. I know I was angry initially, but you know what? I can mess with this because you doing your thing.
Facts. Facts. I was super impressed. And lastly, I just wanted to go over kind of like Kalani. So let's take a moment for Kalani. Like, do you think she really like betrayed her NXT people by being the TNA like representative?
No, I don't. I think just like anywhere else, she went and she won. Because if this was Jada, she wouldn't be feeling no type of way. And
Jada
I don't think nobody else would be feeling no type of way that Jada sat here and got the championship. And it sure as hell didn't feel no type of way when JCJ had the championship. Now, granted, she did have the NXT championship, but that don't mean nothing. Second off, I don't like how they are portraying her. But you know what? After seeing her Instagram posts and her looking fire, like fire, I'm mad. If y'all want to kick me out, I'm gonna go over there where they want me over there, okay? Because over there, I get respect. And I'm a champion. And if y'all can't respect me as a champion, then I don't know what to tell you. Get your lives together.
I think she fits in good over at TNA too. I thought her matches have been impressive. I thought it was interesting that her and Jordan seemed to be getting set up for a feud, though. I was like, really, Jordan? You want your TNA title back? Why?
Because she just wants a championship. And so for
Mm.
whatever reason, they're not giving her the NXT championship, which is another thing I guess we'll dive in. Because I don't know why they're not giving Jada her time with it either. Because
I have
that's
no
the other
idea.
thing. This is how they can make it real good. Put other NXTs and like, oh well, she could be like, well, you think this is easy? You think so? So come, challenge me. Challenge me for this title and see how you feel when you get it. If you get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That could have been spent in a different way.
Yeah, I
So I
think
don't
so.
like how they were just like kicking her out. But also, like we said, there's other stories to be told when evolving women, and there's different things where it doesn't have to include a man or whatever the case is. So, do seeing her get kicked out, it was like, but then why did y'all keep that same energy for JC?
Right.
She was the first one, and she
JC was
definitely wasn't trying to
nobody's
give that
friend,
title
really.
back. Yeah,
Right.
and she wasn't trying to give that back. So I'm not understanding
Nope.
why y'all weren't trying to throw that, kick her out, because that would have been the time to kick her out. Say, I'm gonna challenge you
Ding
for your
ding.
NXT championship, and then you can hit your road over there to TNA.
That's right. I agree with you. And with that, we're ready to head into the speed round. So, you ready to do our
Wait,
predictions
wait,
for
wait,
Halloween Havoc?
you touched in on Soul Ruka,
Everything.
and I'm
Yes.
sorry. These
Yeah, we can
kids,
talk
man.
about
These
Soul Ruka. I
damn
know.
kids,
Children.
man.
I know. You want to talk about Soul Ruka? Let's talk about Soul Ruka. I'm fine with it. Let's go back. I don't have a problem.
No, I missed it. Never mind. It's okay. We can do the spree round.
No, if you want to say something about Soul, I'm fine with it. What I said, nothing in particular other than the story that, Zarya is going to be defending the championship of her honor, and that I think it sets Zarya and Soul up for some more conflict, because what if Zarya loses the title to Blake? Because at the end of the day, I want to remind people that NXT likes to give people championships early as hell.
Well, I was gonna say I think so too, because even when Zarya picked up Blake, which they have Blake back to being the pretty Barbie, not the evil
Yep,
one.
we left the demon core and just came on back again. Yeah, I don't know.
Unless she's supposed to be like Finn Balor, where he has his demon and then he's
Mm-mm.
his regular person. But anyway, when Zarya had the new North American Championship, Soul did kind of look at her a little crazy. I caught that. That was a quick little. Did I say
Absolutely
yes?
wrong with. Why are you so comfortable with my
Like,
belt?
why you already so comfortable? Like, all you doing is defending it for me. You are not the champion. Like, you can see that
Right.
in her face. So yes, I think even if she wins, because this is the thing. Let's say she wins it, she retains it for her. Now, is it still Soul's championship? Or is this now Zarya's championship because she sat here and defended it? Just like how they were doing with the WWE Tag Team Champions, right? Jade disappeared, and all of a sudden, beyond Naomi stepped in, which I love you, Naomi, and I love the baby, and I'm happy 16 weeks old. Dab.
Okay.
But
Go ahead and make it real of that.
but
Don't
just like
worry.
how when they won, now all of a sudden Naomi had the championship. Just
That's
like
right.
when Judgment Day,
Live.
Roxanne and Liv, and when Liv left and Roxanne came in, and now all of a sudden she's the champion. So now are they going to do that same thing? Because that's the other issue. Because if they do that, then I can definitely see the tension building, because now it's like, yes, you won it, but it's still my championship. And then Zarya's gonna look at her like, but I'm defending it
Is
for
it?
you. So at this
Right.
point,
But is it?
are you really the champion since you
Good
hurt
question.
yourself? Question mark, question mark. But that's what I had to say.
Yeah. All right. No, I agree with you. All right. On to the speed round. So we can wrap things up. All right. NXT Championship. Ricky Saints versus Trick Williams. Who you got?
I want to say Trick, but I don't know. Not when he threw him through that table. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that one. Doesn't seem like you.
You know what? I'm gonna join you on this Trick situation
Okay.
because I still think it's too early for Ricky to be a champion at the moment. And so I'm gonna go Trick too, because if Trick loses this again, he's definitely not staying in NXT. But I think he did such a great job with the TNA championship that I think he should. I think he should be the next one. And plus, we ain't seen Oba in a minute. So, like, where he at? When he coming back? What's that
I
about?
told you he was on vacation. Maybe he took
There
another
we go.
vacation because Omas and him are not seeing eye to eye.
Okay, potentially. I can see that. All right, NXT Women's Championship, JC Jane and Tatum Paxley.
I'm gonna say Tatum.
I'm going to keep it
Ooh.
with JC Jane.
Okay. Could you
I'm
think
keep it with JC.
fatal influence is going to interfere?
I absolutely think they're going to interfere. And Tatum only has Izzy. Even though she did show
Not
she
really.
could.
She has Lyra too.
I mean, Lyra don't come all the time. So that's the
Okay.
thing. You said that as we were watching NXT. All right, NXT Tag Team Championship Broken Rules match. No rules. The Hardy Boys, Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero, who are champions, versus the Dark State.
I'm gonna go with Dark State.
Yes. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. All right, NXT Women's North American Championship. Zarya substituting for an injured Sol Ruka versus Blake Monroe.
I'm gonna say Zarya.
I'm going to say Blake.
Mm,
I think
really?
it causes way more drama if Zarya loses.
Mm,
And I'm not saying Sol won't be out there or be in the way or something. Like it's going to be kind of Sol's fault. But I do definitely think that Blake gets this new title. All right,
okay.
not a new title. Blake gets this title. All right, NXT North American Championship Day of the Dead match because why not? All right, Ethan Page versus El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. Let me
Ooh,
Blake Allen.
ooh. I don't know. I want to say I think it's going to be Ethan because his ass always cheats or did something so he can win. But say Wagner. I'm just going to throw it out there. I think it's time. I think it's since we have one of their championships, it only makes right for them to have one of ours.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with you on Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. because for pretty much the reason you said, actually, but also because I think that they've been trying to position him a little bit more um across the roster. So I think, this would be a good way to do it with Ethan. Plus, it'll be a great match. And lastly, tag team Javon Evans and Leon Slater versus Mr. Iguana and La Parca.
Oh no. All I know is going to be a good match. Do I
It
have
is.
to pick? Oh, this
Yeah.
is kind of hard.
Yes, you do.
I'm going to go with the young kids because they're going to be doing some crazy nonsense. And actually, no, I'm going to say it ends in a disqualification because someone's going to be upset and interferes in this match. So it ain't going to be.
You just don't want to pick a winner, and that's fine. But I'm gonna help you, and I'm gonna pick Javon Evans, Leon Slater. And with that, we want
What?
to
You didn't
thank
pick
you.
Mr. Iguana? I would
No,
expect you to have said that. Okay.
no, I cannot do that when it's Javon Evans and Leon Slater. I just can't. It doesn't mean I don't love Mr. Iguana, and I already had a long conversation about how I need someone to send me that plush whenever it becomes available, because apparently it's not currently available. Okay, and with that, we want to thank you for hanging with us today on this live. We had a lot of conversation. We talked a lot about wrestling, but if you missed the first part of our live, we definitely tuned in and talked about our parenting and in the sense of birthdays on a budget and what you can do to just tell your kids the truth. Like I don't got the money for that. And then we also talked about
Cuffing season.
stuffing season and if you know, you know. Okay, that's it. There's new rules there. So if you just want to rewind, catch it, figure out what we were talking about, tell us if you agree or disagree in the comments. And with that, we want to remind you that you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and which is here, obviously, and YouTube. Please don't forget to subscribe. Check out our shorts. There's a bunch of them. And on Threads. That too.
And
And where can they listen to us, Tanisha?
you can also listen to us on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Amazon Audible, Pocket Podcasts, and of course, Spotify, where you can also watch us as well.
That's right. And this episode will be up.
Yep. And then also, you can also follow us on our respective social media channels. Me on Instagram and TikTok, Tanisha underscore Mama Pod. Beautiful chocolate drop over there, Kiara. You can follow her on Instagram at Kiara Mama Pod, Facebook, Kiara Mama Pod, and on Twitter at content. Wow, I can't.
Content Vixen?
I started drooling because I said chocolate. Anyway,
Okay. Weird. All right
it's
then.
not weird. Anyway, you can also make sure you follow us. Check out our website at www.maineventmamaspodcast.com where you can request to be a part of our podcast. Make sure you fill in all these things. Also, if you want to only talk about AEW, please put that in the comments because she is taking applications because Tanisha has failed terribly because I don't want to watch AEW. And also leave us a voice note. Be respectful at all costs because we have peoples and I will call you out. And did I leave anything out?
No. Oh, yes. Don't forget to stop by our website to read our blogs and visit our merch store, which is available on our website. It says store. You can pick up some new Main Event Mama merch like hoodies and mouse pads and notebooks and all the things to get you equipped and ready to take on this. Okay, and with that, we want to say we're not new to this.
We're so true to this. And this was Main Event Mamas.